I see math problems. Alright, mustard on my cheek, those. Hey, yo, any class clown, he a free throw. Man down, call the student body, tell him brief, bro. Get a high score all up on my SATs, bro. What's up with all these silly classmates trying to see the tension? I'm the fastest runner in school, so to mention. How many snacks you really got? I mean, it's too many options. I'm selling homemade cookies next to my locker. Skipping class and hide the homework if mom's watching. Sometimes you gotta pop out and show children. Certified on the roll, I'm the one that up to school with them. Raise my hand, answer some questions and pass those quizzes. Show up early, get extra credit with no notes misses. Say, Drake, I heard you like gum. Give you a noogie if you try to ask for some. To any girl that talk to him and buy his lunch. Just so you know your little sister got the cooties from him. You wear your big brother clothes and those your hand-me-downs. And party at the playground with his bros now. And Baka got some weird pets, why is he around? Certified alligators, certified crocodiles. Wop, 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 get them numbers up. Wop, 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 I'ma steady up. Why you playing Fortnite, ain't you tired? Got my test scores, but it's probably A-. We ride the bus, we ride the bus,
we ride the bus.
We ride the bus.
We ride the bus. We ride the bus. Yes, dude.
Class will let you disrespect.
This is real rap.
This office gonna be your last stop, mister. Permanent record. I don't know why you still pretending. You should be doing tutor classes and school suspension. Go. The principal's not dumb. Copy answers all you want. Hey Drake, they're not slow. Missing homework still deep. I could go further, I promise. Ain't it something? D's in the classroom and you the dean's most wanted. Ain't no fun time. It's lunchtime. Fetch Gatorade or something. 6 kindergarten. I had this class jumping. These bullies get a wedgie. Be flipped over up back. What's PEMDAS for? Please excuse my darn actions. Sir, teacher says straighten your posture. I do my top staples. I do my class projects. Tell the flunkies quit hiding. Always absent, no action, no sick days. And I'm hands on, do clean up, get polished. Hugging Wayne girl while he was sick up in the lobby. They gave him lunch money and you start saying sorry. I'm glad they took that field trip. You didn't deserve it, buddy. From the library to the bus stop, better not speak on buddy. Need to make up all your tests, multiple choice in the box. That name gotta be written down on the left corner up top. Cause all my scores high, got the #1 spot. Got a gold star and I'ma set it up to mine. Better be Capri Sun in my lunchbox. Hey. Chicken nuggets and I won't pass the sauce. Hey. Tell me had some apples, how much up in his stocking? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 5. He be eating boogers, he a nasty little guy. If you got the cooties, then you need to stay inside. You cannot hang with us while we on the slide. Recess is over, now we gotta get in line. We ride the bus. 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 You need a friend, need a friend, need a friend. You need a friend, need a friend here. He be eating boogers, he a nasty little guy. He be eating boogers, he a nasty little guy. Hey, 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 run for your life. Hey, 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 curfew at 9. He be eating boogers, he a nasty little guy. He be eating boogers, he a nasty little guy. Hey, 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 run for your life. Hey, 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 curfew at 9. Let me hear you say Oreos.
Oreos.
Say Oreos.
Oreos.
Now did this way, did that way, then did this way, did that way. Is it snack time?
Is it nap time?
Then did this way, did that way, then did this way, did that way.
Welcome to the stream! Welcome to the stream. That was real rap. Sorry you guys aren't ready for it. Sorry if you're not ready for it, but that's real rap. Let me turn on the... Ari is gone tonight. So... we can go late. I'm doing a big stream till midnight at least. Let me turn on the air. They not like us. They not like us. Let me hear you say Oreo. Watch T1 v BLG. Is that tonight? Whoa, what if I did do a late night T1 BLG watch party? 2 a.m. though, bro? Yikes! Yikes! I don't know, it's a TBD. I did watch last night. Beat the brakes off him, dude. Got the belt out. G2, who the fuck you think you are, bro? My God. Best European team, dude. Look like a... I mean, what did NA do? Lost the round earlier. Win a game? Well, so did G2 won 2 games. G2 won 2 games when they first played, so you know what? Yeah. At least they let both regions participate. Because right now, they're just getting beat, dude. 6-2 equals 3-1. Okay, it's the same ratio. Yeah, they both got owned. They both got owned by T1 by fucking goats. Last night was a masterclass. Can I say something? This is only for the real league fans. So don't think you could even understand the depths of it. Don't think you could even possibly get what I'm going for here, because I'm about to fucking break it down in a way that no one but a true master can understand. If you guys don't know, last night, the best European team played my favorite team, SKT1 Fakers T1. Not even the best Korean team, a top Korean team. And T1 beat their ass 3-0. Okay? Clapped them up, and now is going to the losers finals against BLG. And if they beat that, they're going to face a Korean-only finals versus Gen G, Stanza's team. So it's exciting. It's very, very exciting. It's very fun. Gen G looks pretty unstoppable, so we'll see if this even matters. If T1 doesn't win, this tournament doesn't matter. And if T1 does win, this is the most tournament of the year, if not all time. Okay? Yeah, it's a total Mickey Mouse Cup if Gen G wins. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of play. It's not for anything. It's not a world championship. Who cares? Nobody gives a fuck about it unless T1 wins. In the case, I have a different opinion. But I want to show you something. And again, if you don't understand Lee, I think I can explain this in a way. So I need to go to, I wrote some timestamps for you. 3:43:39. 3:40. Wait, this is the wrong fucking, what? Here it is. Okay.
But over the line.
No. I got it. 3:43:39. Okay, watch this.
This fight is for some abs is hooked.
Yeah,
and then
right
force
here.
T1.
Okay, I want to set the stage. Here's the stage. Okay, we are in game 3 of a best-of-5 series. T1, my dogs, my kings, are up 2-0, and they've made comebacks basically both games. We're in game 3, and G2 is again in the lead. This fucking European team is up 5,000 gold. They are winning yet again. They have more kills. Somehow, they have come out of the early game ahead of T1 out of lanes again. All they have to do is not throw it. And then, you know, the game's relatively even. G2's in the lead. It's totally possible that G2 could win this game. And then
Over to the soul.
This fight is going to be explosive, though.
watch Caps here. Caps, by the way, the best player on G2. The best player in the West. Watch.
Every summoner spell up. Every TP and Mickey going to try and force something, but Gumayushi doesn't blink.
His team leaves. He goes, I'll stick around.
Didn't need.
He stands right there. Carrier just walks up. Big fucking slow-ass support. Walks right here. Total open angle. And just throws the slowest fucking hook.
There was no real threat.
Ah! And now the game's over. What the fuck are you doing?
Backline as Caps is hooked. Has the time to jump away. Redemption in season desist. Caps is caught. And Caps is down. T1
T1 find the first in the fight, and now it's all on Hunt Summer to do whatever damage he can. Yike's gonna go down as well, and we said it would be explosive. Well, who else but T1 in this moment to put you in the dirt? Your dream.
Honestly, that's crazy to me. What level are we playing at here? And then somehow, look at this. Even after that massive win, T1 gets Baron. Even after all that, the game is even. That's how ahead G2 was. The game is even after that. So G2 could still win it. They lost their advantage, but it's still winnable. So let me flash forward here. 5 minutes from that exact moment. 5 minutes.
So this series
For the retreat.
and they have
Last year, of course.
Okay, right here. Okay, right here. 5 minutes later. Again, the gold is dead even. This is still winnable for G2. They fucked up, but it's still winnable.
This MSI final.
Then look at Mickey here. Far from his team, nobody around.
T1.
He just walks up, carry it, turns around, throws the world's slowest hook.
The name on everyone's lips when it comes to internationals. As the hook goes down onto Mickey. No one breaks.
And the game's over again. If you really break this game down, it is 2 absolutely basic fucking hooks from Carrier, and the game is over. I don't know what the fuck they're playing. There's nothing flashy even.
For him, depth charge in as well. The side big shove back, and Mickey oversteps, and T1 punish him. TP in by Broken Blade as Carrier dashes across the wall, but G2 immediately call for the retreat.
another opportunity. G2 separated, and T1 pounce again. Carrier turns on him. They get the kill, and now Baron arriving in 42 seconds. That's definitely enough time for Mickey to respawn at least.
We don't watch the whole thing, but that's it. Those were the 2 moments. Those were literally the 2 moments, and the game was over. And it's just crazy to me. Because it wasn't anything fancy. That did they win? T1 won. Yeah, T1 won. T1 got an advantage from that, pushed down everything. It was again, I mean, there's other flashy stuff in those games. There's skills, but those were the 2 moments that decided it, and it's just crazy. It's just crazy how simple they were. Cadril eats good if T1 keeps going. Actually, facts, dude. He was getting like 200K or something. People love a good T1 run. If Faker making it to finals again? Sheesh. I feel like most Western teams have insane confidence issues versus Eastern teams, but G2 has the exact opposite problem. These guys think they're the best when everyone but Cap sucks ass. Yeah, I mean, they did, you know, I guess everyone acts cocky in interviews. So it's tough to say if they get nervous or not, but they looked cocky in the game. I mean, what's funny is that's the closest 3-0 I've ever seen. Because G2 didn't look bad. They looked good all 3 games, and they just fucking threw. I mean, they just got outplayed. T1 just out team fought them every single time. Big A, you play any basketball today? Abso-fucking-lutely. Yeah, I played with Jarvis this morning. I'm a basketball fiend now, dude. I'm a basketball fiend. I see the game differently. Do you understand? I sort of have like a Mamba mentality. Is basically the no, I didn't dunk. I can't dunk. I won't dunk. I didn't dunk. I can't dunk, but I did play basketball today. There's no dunk update. There's no dunk. Did you jump over Jarvis? No, Jarvis. No, I didn't. Jarvis is taller than me. Excited for Game 7 of the Nuggets series? I guess I am. It's pretty exciting. I'm noticing more things now that I'm practicing basketball pretty regularly and like looking at shooting form and stuff. And I noticed this. Does anyone have a where is it? There's like, I don't know if I could find an exact image of it, but like, you know, if you guys don't follow the NBA, like 2 of the best fucking players in the league are just like big Europeans. You know, Jokic is this big fucking beefy ass white dude and is like just running a train on the NBA. And, you know, I know he's good, but I didn't really fully understand it until I saw him shoot a three-pointer from behind his neck like a fucking trebuchet. And I just realized, now I'm sort of realizing how impossible it is to guard a 7'1" big man who can put the ball behind his neck and throw it, lob it like a trebuchet. There's no way to guard that. There's no way to, it's actually, it's a freak of nature. It's a catapult. It's a catapult. And it's like, that change it. You don't have to, he doesn't do like that. You know what I'm saying? He's not doing like the, you know, it's behind his neck. It's unreal. It's really unreal. He's just built different. He's just absolutely built different. So, I don't know. I'm enjoying watching it with a little bit of new insight on how hard some of this stuff is. Anyway, big game 7. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Here's the video. Is this what I was thinking of? No, this is not the video, but these are cool too. It's also funny if you don't watch the NBA, I'll just tell you, he's incredibly good, like generationally incredible, and he doesn't seem to care about the game at all. Like in every interview, he seems bored and sad, and he just wants to go hang out with his horses, and he acts like it's a fucking, you know, it's like and that explains why he is the one fucking player playing League of Legends. It's unreal. It's unreal, really. I didn't know Big A clips streamed. It's not Big A clips anymore. It was just Big A, bro. Did you see him standing menacingly during the fourth quarter last game? I don't think so. Biggest A, could you stop streams so I can watch your new video? No, just watch it. Watch the full thing in the background of this stream 8, 10, 14, 20 times. And then when the stream's over, watch it with your full focus. He was a fan of solo Renekton only. I got put in a highlight reel once by solo Renekton only. Because back in the day when you'd play high elo League of Legends, you didn't get to pick your role. Zoomers don't even understand how League was back in the day, bro. You had to fight for it in chat. Everyone would just pick their fucking champion, and you had to just be like, I call mid, or I call. It was, and that, you know how toxic people are already. Imagine if there's a verbal war for the role people want before the game starts. It was always a social experiment in misery. And of course, I had a game history of 300 Fizz games only. And I'd be like, if I don't get Fizz mid, then I'm going Fizz top, and that's not going to go well. And sometimes people just wouldn't care. And I definitely had some games where I would get Fizz top versus like some solo Renekton only, or like, I'm trying to think who else. That Trindamir guy, I forget who he was. There's like these people that fucking only played one, you know, high octane melee, and I got shit on often because I was mad. I was in a mad mood. I didn't change my build, and yeah, bruisers. Like Fizz can't even hurt him generally. You can kind of play take Fizz, but it's so boring. So I would try to swag on him with AP and then often just die. And I would get so mad, and then I would quit. And then the next game, we would get queued into the same game, and we would both be raging already. I was like, give me fucking mid. It was a good time. It was really good for your mental. Can't believe I'm finally catching a stream from the Goose Prince himself. Not the Goose Prince. That's not. I said the name Brandon could mean Prince, or it could mean like a hill of goose or something. It doesn't mean Goose Prince. It's not a 2-in-1. Hey, Atrioc, can you do another segment where we review another brain rot TikTok trend? I know it's specific, but I love those segments. Do you have one? Do you have a brain rot TikTok trend that I could review? You guys are just saying Goose Prince. Goose on out Gabe. Yeah. Gaib. I think you just want to watch brain rot TikToks. I think that's what you want to do. Dracula Flow? Bro, how fucking mobile viewer are you? Dracula Flow was like 5 months ago minimum. New good work video? What's this? I do want to watch some videos today. Specifically, where's my, how do you see your watch later YouTube? Where is that? Where's your watch later? Playlists. Watch later. Dude, it doesn't do it in order. It's so funny. Okay, remember how the last time I clicked this, it was a Reginald Gragas pentakill? Now it is the Colby Cheese Gaming Podcast, episode 5, from 13 years ago. What the fuck is this? I was going to watch this later. It has 23,000 views. Let's hear one thing.
Play on that Minecraft server. So for those of you who would like to join in and build some stuff, we've already got quite a bit of cool stuff going on. A little bit. So hey, so I was actually talking to a friend this past week. He was saying mana, and I was like, yeah, we're talking about like mana, or how do you say it? Is it mana or is it mana when you're talking about, you know, how to pronounce the mana?
+2 in video games. This is a hilarious bit
or something. And we're talking about how you don't use mana, and he was like, no, it's mana. And so I was like, well, whatever, we're gonna have to Google this to solve it. And I didn't, the main thing I found was that mana is what you would say when you're referring to.
That's classic Colby Cheese, dude. I have no idea who that is. Oh, what about League of Legends Epic Akali Ninja Flash? We have to see this. 13 years ago. Swag! Okay. Why do I have this in my watch later?
Hello and
this is 5 years ago. This is way more embarrassing. I had a full-time job. This is 15 machine guns versus massive zombie hordes, Arma 3, zombies and demons.
welcome everyone to Arma 3. In this video, we will have 15 machine guns prepared for battle. And towards the machine guns, we're gonna throw a lot of zombie. The first wave is going to be like a testing wave, but or anything. Let's allow the
this is a mobile ad type beat
to jump. This way, they're gonna have a better advantage against the machine guns. And
well, this probably has more views than anything on my channel. Let me see. It says it does. Fuck, dude. People just like watching shit fucking get shot. That's it. They just.
If this doesn't work, then we're gonna switch to demons, and they're not gonna be as merciful as the fast zombie.
Holy. Oh, it's kind of loud. I would not survive. What if you had 9 of your best bros holding machine guns left and right of you? You think you can hold the line? This is so laggy. I cannot believe this is so highly viewed. This is... Let's just see the end. Someone in chat said, I've seen bigger hordes at Costco. I mean, this is definitely not World War Z type beat. This is like a loose gathering. This is a drum circle. Uh-oh, overrun! Overrun! All right, well, I'll tell my editing team this is what we have to live up to. This is our goal. We want to achieve a video that is as complex and well-made as this one. What else do I have for watch later? I have a bunch of my own videos. Oh, I found this one. Yeah, this one about Celsius energy drinks.
I've never been a huge...
That I wanted to watch just came out. And then this one that's like, I'm a 50-year-old Japanese man and I'm really worried about my future. What should I do? And somehow this video popped the fuck off. Because it hit 481K views on a 26.K. So I think it's probably interesting. And I would love to watch it with chat. And also the comments are positive. This is what YouTube was made for. So much more interesting than the, you know? So it's probably interesting. So we can watch it with chat. However, I'm down to accept other ideas as well. We kind of have a free night here to do whatever the fuck we want. Tomorrow, I am going to, surprise, surprise, stream IRL from the Los Angeles Renaissance Fair. I got my backpack set up. Ari's got a costume. We got some friends with costumes. I should be able to do a live Ren Fair stream. Now, TBD whether there's tech issues, but it looked good today, so should be fun. And then, where's my costume? I may or may not have a costume. Depends, TBD. I ordered Amazon pretty late. So maybe I can buy something there. I might be able to buy something there. We'll see. I got a pretty late Amazon. What did I order? I ordered men's Renaissance Fair costume, and then I got like men's Renaissance Fair pants, men's Renaissance Fair boots, men's Renaissance Fair peasant shirt. But I picked all the fastest order stuff, so it might show up. I got Prime. We'll see. But I'll buy something there if I don't get it, all right? That's the fucking plan. That's the fucking long and short of it. Did you see the fight timing spiral? I did. Did you guys see this? Did you guys see? Yeah, look at this. Apparently, somebody in Taiwanese parliament stole one of the bills and ran away with it to prevent it from being passed. The idea is if he makes it out of the room, they can't sign it. It was just pretty fucking insane. The old-fashioned way. The jukes are insane. Look at this. Look at this. Look how he gets out of there, dude. Look at he's breaking ankles. Whoa, is this guy reach for him? Get this man an NFL contract. Yeah, for real. Did it work? That's the answer I don't have. I only saw this recently. The top comment. Oh, here's some context/details. The scuffle left at least one lawmaker hospitalized with a head injury. There was punches being thrown, a curtain being torn down, and a lawmaker falling on his head while trying to climb over colleagues. This incident occurred just days before the new president-elect Lai Ching-te is set to take office. He's the guy we talked about who won the election back in January, but he hasn't taken office yet. Interesting. Jessica Chen of the KMT was seen wearing a military helmet during the altercation. This chaotic scene is not unprecedented in Taiwan's parliament, which has a history of heated disputes. In 2020, lawmakers threw pig guts on the floor during a disagreement over pork imports. It's kind of based. It's a powerful visual metaphor. Okay? Interesting. Very interesting. What was in the bill? Let's see. What was the bill? Your face is a metaphor. What does that mean, sir? Imagine it's a mundane spending bill. It's like it's like funding for a public park. It's like changing the budget for the fucking local district comptroller by 3%. Dude's life or death about it. Let me turn the brightness on this light down just a tad. Oh, that's too hard. There we go. It's to rename a park. That's why an elected official should play tag before we vote. Yeah, I do think we should get more, we need to have more physical challenges. This would be a great way to get the 98-year-olds out of office. Is everyone elected or during the election for presidency, for Congress, for anything, there should be some physical challenges. They should have to, like, I don't know, climb a rope wall or something. They should have to do 5 push-ups. Yeah, they should have to run a mile. They should have to put everyone in Congress. Dude, unironically, someone just said Survivor. I think it depends on editing. You'd really have to get a team of fair and balanced editors. But if you were to watch all of the candidates play a game of Survivor, like if everyone in the country watched this and then voted, we would get a better idea of their character than any debate. If they actually had to play Survivor and we didn't do shady editing, we would actually, by the end of it, first of all, people would know them better, and they would have a better idea of who they actually are. And people would watch it because it's entertaining. Nancy Pelosi's still up. Pelosi's just the goat of Survivor. Pelosi with like a fucking bandolier of like a fucking bow. She got war paint on her. Just fucking crushing Survivor and then going home to Insider Trade. The episode where Bernie finds the idol goes crazy. Bernie can still win. I know everyone's voting him out, but he's got the idol. Bernie can still win. Biden is fucked. I gotta say, I don't think Biden would do that well. I think Biden would have a tough time in a Survivor-based political process. But I think most of our politicians, that's the whole point. I think most of them would do badly, and that's why it might be good for the system. Lena Khan would eat the other candidates. What is your impression of Lena Khan? Do you think she's somehow some sort of Amazon giantess? Do you think she's a cannibal? Nothing about her would imply that she would be able to eat the other candidates. She's very normal sized. She's a cannibal. Very good. Very good. Very good. Touche. 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 In my mind, she's 9'8". It would be funny. It would be a quirk of life if our FTC commissioner was 9'8". We just didn't talk about it. Every time she walked in for a year. I think if she was 9'8", the Microsoft deal doesn't get passed. Do you know what I'm saying? I feel like if she shows up and sits down in front of the judge and she's 9'8", Amazon backs down. The aura. They're like, all right, we don't want Blizzard. You don't get Blizzard. She would physically stop it. She stands in front of Satya Nadella. You want Blizzard? Come take it. It's right behind me. No, you want Blizzard, big man? She's been crouching this whole time. Yeah, she loses the case, but she holds the deed to Blizzard over his head. Jump. Come and get it. Jump. Come on, Bobby. Yeah, that would be good. That would be good. Captain Turtle, think of it 27 months. Your 27-month support message is 27 rhymes with Ninja Blevins. And then you pogged. 27 rhymes with Ninja Blevins. It do. He right. It do. And that's that 27-month energy, my dog. Yes. Bars. Spitting. Good to have you in the squad. Seriously. Jesus. Good rhymes. Vibe check. Pass. 100%. Oh, here's another one that's rhyming. Swamp Village Law said, well, I lost your message, but it says, 28-month sub, and I still ain't get my thanks. Call me Glizzy Hands, because his fingers look like Frank's. Why would we call you that? And also, I have to time you out for that. I have to time you out. Thank you for the 28. And also, why would we call you Glizzy Hands? Because my fingers look like Frank's. Doesn't really make sense. Doesn't really make sense. Song reference? We don't reference songs in this chat. Music is not a thing around here. Smurf Squatch, thank you for the 32 months. Anyone else remember back in the olden days during Sheldon Ring times? That was like fucking 1 week ago. Smurf Squatch, shut the fuck up. I'm going to play Sheldon Ring. Actually, I was at, there was a little kickback / magic draft thing at Rachel and Blur's place yesterday. And we didn't end up playing that much Magic, actually, because one player was so much better than everyone else that everyone got demoralized. And it wasn't me. I'll just be honest with you. I am a competitor. I wanted to fight, but everyone else got kind of demoralized. It was because it wasn't regular Magic. It's going to sound really nerdy. But it's this thing called Cube Draft, where a guy who's super into Magic brings his own custom cube of 400 cards that he knows in and out. And so he brings his cube, and it's the most 400 most powerful cards in Magic, okay? That he has hand-selected. And then instead of drafting a regular set, we create brand new custom card packs out of like 15 packs of these, and then we draft those. And so, like, you know, everyone else is reading their cards as they get them, and he's like, insta-pick. Because he knows, you know. It is really fun, don't get me wrong. And it's a thing where every single card is good. So normally, like in a Magic draft, you open a pack, you take like the rare. You take the best card. You know, it's not that hard. You're like, oh, I got a really good card. I take it. But in this card, every card is good. Anyway, he ends up with a deck that can win in like 2 turns. Like, everyone else ends up with like a kind of good deck that they don't really understand. And he ends up with a deck that can go win in 2 turns. And so he started sweeping everybody. And then, you know, we ended up just sitting down on the couch. And when we were on the couch, my friend Ashcon was there and he started playing Crab Souls. He was playing Crab Souls on the big TV and we were all watching and commentating and I got to feel like a chatter. So I tried to act like a chatter at this party. And what I did was I constantly backseat him. I was like, why aren't you going there? Why aren't you going there? Dude, bro, just dodge that move. Just fucking dodge. How good did it feel? Felt electric, dude. You missed that item. I want you to just use the shell. Use your magic, dude. Use the magic. I started just fucking backshading him. And then whenever he would fail and not solve the boss, I would make fun of him. Oh, so bad, dude. I already beat this. I already beat this a week ago. I can tell you how it's done. Give me the controller. I'll show you how it's done. I just backseat him. And then when he finally beat it, I said, I was here, Poggies. A true fucking chatter experience. I took full credit for being here. Okay? I felt like I was part of something. I was here. I was here. Yes, Poggies, Poggies, Poggies. Brain rot live. Anyway, it was fun. Speaking of Rachel Blur, when is dating stream part 2? Bro, the problem is that Blur specifically is going on too many dates that we can't pick a date for him to do the stream. He needs to settle down, bro. He just got back from taking some woman he just met to Mexico for a week and a half. By the way, I was talking to him last night. He takes his girl to Mexico. They both get food poisoning for like 4 of the 6 days. It's like a disastrous trip. Montezuma's Revenge, indeed. Now that's romantic. Yeah. Yeah, hearing about the diarrhea is really gets you going. Couples who shit together stick together. I've never heard that. Are you some sort of relationship counselor? A fucking marriage counselor whose only advice is you guys should shit together. You guys should get you should get a second toilet installed in the bathroom. I know it sounds expensive. This is gonna bring you closer together. Just a wide single toilet? That seems like you could fall in. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants to fall in. The Charmin Bears have not divorced yet. Seems legit. I guess I can't argue with it. I guess I can't argue with what you're saying. Well, actually, I could. Easily, but I don't want to. First time chatter. Everyone be cool, be cool, be cool, be cool, be cool. Chill, chill, chill. First time chatter. Love your killer whale videos. Hey, man. What's up? Welcome. Welcome to the cool live show. Everyone here is normal. All we do is basically take these crypto son of a bitches down a peg, all right? And that's the vibe, dude. Welcome in. Welcome in. Everyone's... Wait, sorry, I have to time out of someone trying to do a fucking... You never read my first time chat, you jerk? Let's do it right now. Your first time chat message was, "This game looks sick." I don't know what game I was playing. Thanks, I guess. Your second message was, is the tan Enron hat going to come back? And then your third message was yesterday or 2 days ago, and you said, sorry, I just joined. What are we doing? Picking out baby names? Congrats, Atrioc. There you go. Now I read your whole history. I read your whole history. I hope that gave you the dopamine rush you're looking for. Person 773, I like your YouTube videos a lot. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm glad that you do. Thank you so much. We had how's Marketing Monday doing actually? Let me check. Ah, no! I guess I uploaded kind of late. Oh no! It's a big 7 out of 10. Why? It's so good. Why is it doing so much less than the last one? What does 7 out of 10 mean? It means of your last 10 videos in the first 55 minutes, it is in 7th place in terms of number of views. Which, honestly, my videos are all really squished together. There's not a big variance. So, for example, I mean, this really isn't that big of a deal, but so my number 1 out of 10 has 40,000.5 views in the first 50 minutes. Okay? This video has 30,000. So it's not like it's massively different, but when I see the 7 out of 10, it's because if you do get a 1 out of 10, it gives you a huge burst of confetti on your screen. I'm not joking. If you ever get if this was a 41,000 view video, I would open my thing and it would have a fucking confetti burst. And I'm not getting the confetti. So no, me going live has absolutely nothing to do with it. I promise you that. It never has, it never will. It's just not enough. Live is so much smaller than but it could just be the title thumb. You know, I might have to work on it. Fuck, I just don't want to. I just don't want to. I gotta... All right, I have a backup thumb if I needed it. Backup thumb. No. You're not going to make me a thumbnail. I don't want you to make me a thumbnail. Is GameStop? Is GameStop? Game space stop? No, it's GameStop, but both caps. This image made GameStop $3 billion. I'm going to try it. 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 I'm gonna try pivoting it because I think this title thumb wasn't good. We'll see. What is the minimum amount of monitors with RGB lighting a man should have to feel loved, masculine, and successful? Oh, that's a great question. The answer is 3. The answer is 3 to even begin. Actually, I wouldn't even say... Well, you said minimum. I think it's 3. That's to get you into the conversation. Do you know what I'm saying? That's a good starter kit. Then you start adding 4. Then you start adding 5. And that's when really the masculinity comes together. If you want to feel love, you're going to need 8, 9 monitors. You're going to need like that kind of thing. But I think a good, let's not be elitist here. A good 3 starter packs would be great. Need a wall of... How many is a super ultra wide? 1 or 2? 1, bro. 1. Because the thing about the monitors is it's not about even the quality of the monitors. It's the amount of distractions. Each monitor should be tuned to something different, so your mind can never settle. The whole point is that you need to be constantly bombarding yourself with different... Ideally, you have a TV in your room and your phone is on. The point is to keep your... Like, everyone knows the happiest people are constantly distracted. They never get to focus in on one thing. They never do any deep work. That's cancerous, dude. If you're ever working on one project for a long time, you are literally rotting your soul from the inside. We were meant to be locked in little boxes and constantly distracted. Okay? Blinking lights, flashing lights, games, everything. It's to constantly be coming at us because that's what keeps our energy and our dopamine and our spirit, our chakra high. Yeah, like a little mouse in a test. The happiest creatures on earth are mice in tests. Yeah. Oh, thank you for the gifties. 1 NDT. They give the gifties. Slot machine. Ding, 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 ding. You've entered into the 10 Gifty Award Challenge. 1 NDT. All you have to do is tell me heads or tails. And if you win, you get to ban one person of your choice. 1 NDT. Tell me heads or tails. Poggy's heads. Let's see it. Coin flip. Oh, 1 NDT. We hate to see it. We hate to see it. We were thirsting for blood. We were thirsting for blood. Unfortunately, you are now banned for life. Thanks for the $50, though. Someone could do a 5 Gifty survival challenge that brings him back from the dead, though. Does anyone have 5 Gifties for the medic pack that brings 1 NDT back from the dead? A 5 Gifty medic pack? A hero? I'm hooked. Palamon, thank you for the 5 Gifties. Boom, 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 boom. He's back to life. 1 NDT, he's back to life. What a hero. Thank you, soldier. You've saved him. But now, 10 Gifties to kill Palamon and 1 NDT. That's called a nuke. Any nukers? Oh, is this TikTok live? Yeah, basic fuckingly. And you say we have brain rot? Yes, bro. I do, because I just made fucking $50. Nuke initiated. Message till it arrives. Oh no, the nuke's coming. Oh, we need at least 3. We need at least. Oh, no, we need at least 10 gifties for the nuke shield. Holy shit. Plasma CS, thank you for the 10 gifties. Dirt, dirt, dirt. Nuke shield engaged. Whew. We're safe. Wow. Let's go. Let's fucking go. Oh no! Not the shield breaking nuke! Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I bet Goutrock, they have the 10 gifties. No! Oh no! We need at least fucking 100 people to go full watch through the YouTube video. No. All right, let's watch something serious. Hey, let's get serious, okay? Okay, guys? Hey, enough joking around, okay? Enough joking around. Let's calm down, okay? This is a serious stream for serious people. And we need to watch something that's going to really expand our brains. But that's what I'm thinking is going to be... That's what I'm thinking is gonna be. That's what I'm thinking is. Watch Skibbity Toilet. Dude, my YouTube algo is 100% basketball. I am too bad at the game to watch this much basketball stuff. I do not need to watch Steph Curry's exclusive NBA workout with game speed drills. I'm not at the, I can't make a three-pointer. You know what I'm saying? This is not gonna, why is this my top fucking recommended? Sheesh! Me eating a donut, watching this on the couch, scratching the crumbs off my shirt, TV on, playing The Simpsons as I... Oh, yeah, I'm getting it. Oh, yeah, Steph, I'm getting better. That's how you do it. I see. Let's watch John Oliver. Yeah, brand new John Oliver. Uh-oh. And it seems like it's a good one because it popped up in views faster than normal. Opioid settlements. This sounds tough. Let's see. So what do we know going in, chat? What do we know going in? Number one, opioids are great for people and this country. The Sackler family are heroes. Number two, fentanyl equals heart. Do you think John Oliver poggies when he gets a 1 out of 10 too? I do. Never met a YouTuber who doesn't. Never met a single YouTuber. And that's what they really are on that show. Who don't poggies when they get a 1 out of 10, bro. I live in the heart of fent use in North America. Oh, you're so lucky. Wow, just flexing on us. Some people get all the luck, you know? They get to live in fucking the fent capital of America. Humble brag. Humble brag indeed. I wish I was him. God. Can you imagine being able to just walk down the street and seeing someone strung out on opioids? Just, it gives you that rush, that lust for life. We can only hope. We can only hope. Let's see what we learn from this.
Is full.
I mean, kind of a bummer, honestly. Honestly, not a feel-good story of the year. But I do all his videos are. No, that one was a particular. It's just such a bummer, just because of there's so much that goes into the opioid crisis, and it's really back to money. Yeah, I don't know. That movie Pain Hustlers really got me thinking about it, and all the different tricks they use to get doctors to prescribe it. I don't know. I don't know what the best use of it would be, but did you see the harm reduction? Will we see a similar settlement for Fortnite in our lifetime? You are assuming Fortnite is as damaging as opioids to the youth, and that Epic Games will be forced to pay $50 billion to every state. So we could have what, Fortnite reduction, harm reduction acts? What does that entail? So Fortnite new SUVs. It'll be new SUVs for Ninja and fucking Tfue. Low taper fades for police. Chug jugs for the cops. What about a settlement for kids on social media, or just another forced apology from Mark Zuck? We did get an apology from Mark Zuck. Have you seen this video? I just got done in the gym. Now I'm playing League of Legends. Okay. Scanner that tells if someone is a Zoomer. That's good. That could be helpful. A police scanner that can detect Zoomers might be good. Settlement for Overwatch 2, no PvE. Dude, I honestly think we should hold him to the fire for this. This should be the greatest lawsuit of all time, and Microsoft should have to pay. They bought Blizzard. They should have to pay all their debts. We should take $50 billion from Microsoft alone, which they could easily afford, which is crazy. They should be forced to sell it. Blizzard honestly just needs to be thrown into the sun. Is that your plan? You know, Bobby Kotick already left. You're just going to take the remaining employees at Blizzard and throw them into the sun? That just sounds like you're a mass murderer. That's what you sound like. You sound like, no, that doesn't sound like good at all. How does that help anybody? The plant, how about we use the money to buy another studio for Xbox so they can just lay off all the employees? That's a good idea. That's a good idea. We should take the money and allow Microsoft to buy another studio and then fire everybody. SV3BO, thank you for the 16 months. Let's see. Well, let's watch the... I want a video that we can watch after that that's a little bit more of a upper and not a downer. Do you know what I'm saying? I got a lot of pain from that video. I need some sort of opioid to soothe it. I need some sort of fentanyl type video that's going to get my dopamine going. The win after a fail. How about JxmyHighroller video? I never thought I would see this again. Basketball pilled, perhaps? I tried fentanyl so you don't have to. This is an up. What is this?
Guys!
This is your video, bro. This is just... This is your video. Just got the vid. Trust. What's this?
Hello, gays.
This is hello, gays. No, this is you guys are not. This will expand chat's minds. This video is
in the cases where.
Can Helen Keller beat Pokemon? That's not what I need. Level design.
What you watch?
This is kind of cool. That's a TBD. I think I'm just gonna play the Jimmy video while we think about it. Stop linking for now. Let's watch. Let's want to see this.
One of the best things that can happen to a young basketball player in their career is get compared to Michael Jordan. One of the worst things that can happen to a young player in their career is get compared to Michael Jordan.
You guys often compared me to Michael Jordan. You know, when I was starting to stream, you guys were always talking about how Atrioc's like a young Michael. The hair. No, not the hair. I was thinking more of like the athleticism, like the fucking physicality, the aggression, the competitiveness. Not anyway like the hair, really, because I have a full head of hair and he's bald, so.
Every player that gets compared to MJ and is successful in the NBA, there's 5 more who fall a mile short and make the comparison seem blasphemous in the first place. Anthony Edwards is the latest player added to this list of hopeful Jordan successors. Only this time.
From a fucking marketing POV, the NBA is pushing this so hard. They are pushing so hard that Anthony Edwards is the next Michael Jordan. The guy's so fucking young. It feels way too early. They're just like.
It feels real. I mean, the memes and the jokes were funny at first, but now this is just getting uncanny. The highlights, the trash talking, the swagger, the charisma. Being compared to the best player to ever touch a basketball is an impossible task for any player to live up to. And yet, we can't help but to make the comparison. So, how similar is Anthony Edwards to a young Michael Jordan? Is this comparison even warranted?
I'm already knowing what this video is going to be. He's going to be like, Anthony Edwards has incredible stats. Look at him here. But Michael Jordan, and then he's going to zoom out, and it's going to be like way an outlier, and then it's going to be Michael Jordan makes these stats look terrible. And you know what? I'm here for it.
Or is this gold standard still as unattainable and unrealistic as ever? Today's video is sponsored by DraftKings. With the NBA playoffs heating up.
Ethical skip? Ethical skip?
If your team loses, offering playoffs and have members use promo code and bonus. In 1995, a young guard from California was making a name for himself in the basketball world. As a junior in college, the kid was considered by some to be the best college basketball player in the country. And with his 6'5" all-in-one shooting guard package, it was only a matter of time before the infamous comparison to Michael Jordan was made. Later on, we would learn that despite his incredible skill set and Hall of Fame pedigree, the Michael Jordan comp was never really warranted. You might be familiar with this player. His name was Ray Allen. And looking back, outside of playing the same position, there wasn't much he and MJ had in common. But this wasn't the first, and surely not the last time a player received a Jordan comp. In 1986, Ron Harper might have been the first player to ever be called the next Michael Jordan. The closest Harper ever got to Jordan was playing with him. Harold Miner was compared heavily to Jordan coming out of USC in 1992. One season and a bad injury later, Miner would become a cautionary tale for anyone eager to dub a player as the next Michael Jordan. Who the fuck's
Harold Miner?
This did not stop people from dubbing players as the next Michael Jordan. In 1993, Penny Hardaway received the comp.
Okay, well, obviously most people don't get it, but I feel like, you can be honest with me here, I feel like I've lived up to it in a way. Do you know what I'm saying? I know you guys put lofty expectations on me. We're like, Atrioc the next Michael Jordan. But I feel like a few years in, it's like, oh, maybe Michael Jordan was kind of like almost like he wanted to be Atrioc in the future. Do you know what I'm saying? It's almost like I've already superseded that. It's like, who's the next Atrioc almost?
Next year, it was Grant Hill. A couple years after that, it was Jerry Stackhouse. In 1997, Vince Carter was named the next Michael Jordan. And this time around, it actually felt like it might become a real thing. A 6'6" high-flying shooting guard out of North Carolina. That sounds awfully familiar. But despite putting together a Hall of Fame career, Vince Carter, just like every player that came before him, was in fact not the next Michael Jordan. Around the turn of the century, it was Kobe Bryant who was next up as Jordan's successor. Jordan was out of the NBA by now, and the league was in desperate search of a new poster child. Kobe Bryant came just in the nick of time. Kobe said he modeled his game after MJ, a statement that seemed like a far-fetched attempt to draw comparisons to the greatest player of all time from a 19-year-old kid. But with every passing season, Kobe hadn't just become like Mike. He became a carbon copy of Mike. 20 years later, Kobe Bryant built a legacy of his own, but he still remains.
There's a funny clip where they ask Michael Jordan who he'd like to play in their prime, like his prime, their prime. Who would you play one-on-one? Like, and would you be able to beat him? And he's like, you know, I might play LeBron in his prime, play whatever. And he's like, the only one who could possibly beat me is Kobe because he stole all my moves. He said he'd beat everybody else in history one-on-one. It's a pretty funny clip.
The closest thing we have ever seen to Jordan. Since then, there's been a few more ill-advised next Michael Jordans. LeBron has been...
Air Atrioc clears. I mean, you're saying it, not me, but like, I feel like these guys were good for their time. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, Kobe was good for his time. Jordan was good for his time. But like, now it's time for the White Mamba. Okay, it's the White Mamba's era, and I feel like I've just got something different because I've got their moves and I've also got my moves.
Compared to Michael to the extent that you can't say one of their names in a sentence without mentioning the other. Dwayne Wade generated Jordan comps after his championship run in 2006, but that's about it. After 2 decades of attempting to find the next Michael Jordan, the basketball world settled into the fact that maybe the next Michael Jordan didn't exist. And even worse, giving a young kid the comparison was almost a curse that would mentally handicap them from becoming their own player. After LeBron in the mid-2000s, it became this sort of unwritten rule to compare any player to Michael Jordan. Not only because it usually didn't make any sense, but because the track record of Jordan's successors was looking pretty bleak. Oddly enough, most players who received the comp didn't actually play or act or look or carry themselves like Mike. They were just really good, sort of, kind of like Mike. Which brings us
Kobe
to today,
sort of was the next
and this
Michael
guy,
Jordan,
who is the first player in about 15 years to be tagged with the infamous next Michael Jordan label. I mean, come on. We all see it. The similarities are striking, but due to the history of this comparison, no one wanted to be the first to actually say it. But in the midst of the postseason run he is putting together right now, we're all thinking the same thing. Anthony Edwards reminds us of Michael Jordan. And this time, we don't need to be baited into this comparison or hastily rushed into it. Ant is shoving the comp into our faces every time he steps on the court. Sheesh. The high-flying acrobatics, the overwhelming scoring barrages and lightning-quick first step, the cutthroat trash talk, the irrevocable confidence, even the commercials, the energy, the charisma, where others seem to always be leaving 1 or 2 boxes unchecked. Anthony Edwards pretty much checks them all. Some fans are even saying he looks like MJ, which he doesn't, but for the sake of fun, we'll let them run with that. According to Chris Broussard, who reached out to Jordan earlier this season, even Michael Jordan said he sees the similarities between himself and Anthony Edwards.
They're just both black.
Well, I reached out to the GOAT today, Michael Jordan, and Jordan said there are similarities in their games. He agreed. Wow. So Jordan said there's similarities, all right?
And in many interviews over the past year, Edwards has addressed the comparison, stating, although he can't deny it and he sees the similarities, he would rather it all just stop. But when you're doing the things Ant is doing right now, how could we possibly help ourselves? Now, Edwards has only played in 18 career playoff games, not enough to crack any all-time NBA postseason leaderboards. But we can see how Ant stacks up against MJ through his first 18 playoff games. where despite Ant being historically great, Michael Jordan is still in a completely different tier of his own. He scored more, rebounded more, made more assists. Pretty much every metric outside of shooting efficiency, Mike was on another level. Michael had a far worse team to start his playoff career, which probably led to him being required to do more on the court, but there is no denying that he is still the gold standard, even from the very beginning of his career. And this is where a lot of people get caught up in this whole comparison. Ant is incredible. He's what the NBA needs right now. But Michael Jordan was pretty unanimously the best player in the NBA by his 3rd season. And by his 4th season, he had already made an all-defensive team, multiple all-NBA teams, 1 Defensive Player of the Year, and a league MVP. Anthony Edwards is great, but he is projected to make an all-NBA team for the first time this year in his 4th season in the league. How could we possibly compare a young star who is just now ascending?
It's crazy because, like, I'm not saying I'm Michael Jordan level yet, but, like, I've been all defense twice. I've been an all-star 3 times, and I don't even play in the NBA. They just keep voting me in. So it's like do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not that hard. I did it so quickly. Who's the next? Faker is the Michael Jordan of league? No. Michael Jordan, when he was coming up in the NBA, said, my dream is to be like Faker one day. I want to be the Faker of basketball. Don't try to fucking flip the script on this.
Ending to superstar status to the greatest player of all time. According to
MJ had a poster of Faker on his wall growing up? Yes. Decades before Faker was born, Michael Jordan had a poster of him on his wall.
Basketball Reference's similarity score metric, the most similar player to Michael Jordan throughout NBA history was Oscar Robertson. But this metric only considers the shape and quality of a player's career, not how they actually played or their skill set. If we refer to Crafted NBA's historical similarity app, which factors in everything a player does on the court, from their defense to their offense to their efficiency and creation and everything in between, the closest thing to Michael Jordan in year 4 was Clyde Drexler in 1988, followed by a bunch of Kobe and Dwayne Wade seasons. If we limit our list of eligible candidates down to the pace and space era or the last 10 NBA seasons, then the most similar player to MJ is actually 2015 Jimmy Butler, followed by Oladipo in 2016, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander in 2020, and Bradley Beal in 2018. Anthony Edwards doesn't even crack this list until the 7th and 8th spots with his 2022 and 2023 seasons.
That is kind of close.
So again, why now, and why him of all players to resurrect
2
this
years in a row,
next
too.
MJ tag? Well, because being good and even playing a similar game is just a sliver of what makes Anthony Edwards like Mike. In terms of play style, Ant is probably closer to a young Dwayne Wade than he is to Jordan. And I think most fans are aware of this. But for a lot of fans, it's not that Anthony Edwards plays exactly like a young Michael Jordan. It's that he makes us feel the same way a young Michael Jordan made fans feel 35 years ago. He doesn't just put together crazy dunks, he electrifies the crowd and gets us on our feet. The kind of moments that leave you and your buddies buzzing about long after the game is over. He doesn't just take over games, he talks trash while he's doing it, and he's got a pretty solid track record of backing it up. He's not just a part of a winning team. At just 22 years old, he is leading a winning team. He's not just really good. He's hungry and he's driven, and his larger-than-life character and skill set and flair only grow larger in the biggest moments. Even off the court, his mannerisms, mentality, and personality have Jordan written all over it. Being incredible on the court isn't the defining factor that provokes MJ comps with Edwards. In fact, even before Ant was dropping jaws on a contending team, many scouts and analysts made note of how eerily similar Edwards was to a young Jordan, dating all the way back to 2021, and long before we knew he would be this special.
All the way back to
Anthony
2021
Edwards reminds
is
us of Jordan isn't saying we think he's going to win 6 titles or be the greatest player of all time.
So recent.
It's saying that we saw Michael Jordan play, and now we're seeing Anthony Edwards play, and the similarity.
He's young and he's succeeding, therefore I don't like him. Yeah, I mean, a lot of you guys are older than him, and you're not in the NBA yet. What are you doing with your life? Okay, you're not. Well, you're not even getting a Michael Jordan comparisons. A true sports fan.
Are just staring us in the face. Now, one thing I know for certain is that people who watched Michael Jordan play are the last people.
I've been called the Michael Jordan of chatting. I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you, GOAT. I'm not talking to you, GOAT. You're crushing it. You've become one of the all-time great chatters. Your legacy is apparent for all to see. You're clearly on a rising star headed to the top. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to everybody else.
People on Earth to say anyone.
I would have made it to the NBA if I hadn't got addicted to Grand Theft Auto heists. Damn, bro. Think of how many things we could have had. Think of how many more amazing players. How many more scientists we would have had they not invented Grand Theft Auto heists.
Plays or resembles Jordan in any way. I mean, the guy is referred to as Black Jesus to some former players, for crying out loud. So even when former players begin to come out and rave about the similarities between him and Anthony Edwards, you can bet the comparison is as warranted as it's ever been. See, not every player that garnered a Michael Jordan comparison is similar to the next. There are players that play like Jordan, the footwork, the mid-range game, getting to the rim. There's players that act like Jordan, the psychotic competitors. There's the players that move like Jordan, the freak athletes. And then there's players who got compared to MJ for almost no other reason besides the fact that they were really good. There have been many players to fulfill 1, 2, maybe 3 of these attributes, but no one has ever quite lived up to all 4. Here's an overly complicated diagram of these proclaimed Jordan successors, which boxes they checked and where they fell short. Players that acted like him, the freak athletes, players who were really good, and everything in between. Grant Hill, Allen Iverson, and Penny Hardaway got Jordan comparisons early on, but outside of just being really good, they didn't really have anything in common with MJ. DeRozan, Harold Miner, and Jerry Stackhouse played like Jordan, but they weren't quite the freak athlete that Jordan was. On the other end, Zach LaVine, Andrew Wiggins, and Ron Harper were freak athletes early in their careers, but that alone should have never been enough evidence to deem them the next Michael Jordan. But when you pair some of these attributes together, we'll start to find players who came closer to the Jordan comparison. LeBron, McGrady, Vince, Derrick Rose, and Len Bias were all freak athletes who were really good, but they didn't really play like Jordan, and they weren't psychotic with their approach on winning. Kawhi Leonard plays like Jordan, and he's really good, but he's an emotional robot with a 29-inch vert. Which leaves us with 3 players who have probably come closer to the Jordan comp than anyone else since Jordan's departure from the league. Dwayne Wade, who had a fairly similar game to Jordan, was really good and was a freak athlete. And Kobe Bryant and Jimmy Butler, who play like Jordan, were and are really good respectively, and are both cutthroat competitors like Jordan was. But that's about as close as you're gonna get. Because Jimmy Butler isn't a freak athlete, and neither was Kobe. In fact, Kobe was often praised for making the most of his abilities despite not being nearly the athlete Jordan was. And amongst all of these players and attributes, right now, Anthony Edwards is probably right about here. He acts like Jordan, he's a freak athlete, and he's really good. But he doesn't really play all that much like Michael did. There's definitely flashes of a young MJ in his game, with his ability to play above the rim, blow past defenders with a lightning quick first step, and of course the mind-melting posters. But just like everyone else that came before him, there are, of course, differences that separate Anthony Edwards from a young Michael Jordan. With that being said, these few differences aren't nearly enough to beat the allegations of similarities. Some people have mentioned that they never saw MJ play live, but watching Ant might be what it must have felt like. Fans that did watch MJ play testify that it was in fact just like this. With a generation of megastars entering the last stages of their careers, fans of the NBA have been speculating who the new face of the league might be. And there's a lot of great...
It's about to be all Zoomers, bro. It's so close. It's so close to everyone I'm watching being younger than me. It's so close to LeBron and Steph retiring, and it's going to be all these fucking Zoomers, bro.
candidates. Maybe it's Tatum or Luka. It was looking like it might be Ja Morant for a moment, but the off-court issues have stunted that option. SGA put up a Jordan-esque stat line this.
When LeBron retires, we drink the Kool-Aid. That is true. When LeBron retires, it's all over, bro. I'm not going to make it to the NBA, even though I'm putting all the work in now in this past 1 week.
This year, so maybe it's him. Jokic has been the best player in the league for the last few years, but I'm not sure if anyone would consider him the face of the NBA. Because being the face of the best basketball league in the world is about more than just being the best player in the league. You need charisma, marketability. You need to resonate with the masses. You need to put together big moments and absurd highlights that inspire even non-NBA fans. We want to know that you love the game just as much as we do. Commercials and endorsements.
That's so funny. It is just funny how Jokic just doesn't seem to love the game. He's just so fucking good at it, but I guess I can see why that's off-putting, because there's like kids that, you know, grow up dreaming of being in the NBA. You know, they got the posters. If I were in the NBA, that'd be an absolute dream. And then you see the best player in the world be like, yeah, I can't wait to get off. Get off work. I just want to spend time with my horses. I just want to play League of Legends top lane. I just need to clock in.
Candid and endearing interviews that connect with the fans. A no-excuse workhorse mentality with a superhuman set of skills to contrast it. Kobe Bryant only won 1 MVP in his 20-year career, but he was the face of the NBA for about a decade. LeBron carried the torch for the majority of some of our lives, and despite not being the best player in the world anymore, he's still probably the face of the league. Steph was as likable and relatable and inspiring as a superstar can get. A very unexpected but revered face of the NBA for many years. Anthony Edwards looks like he might just be the next player to grab the torch and lead the league into a new era. The kid's got the whole package. His team loves him, the league loves him, the fans love him. Maybe because he ignites us, inspires us, and reminds us of why we all love the game. But maybe it's also because he reminds us of a player who did all of those things years ago.
Racismo towards Europeans, goddamn. I will say, yeah, there's definitely like some, I don't know, spoken or unspoken resentment that that Jokic and Doncic are doing so good. I don't think it's really a racism thing. I think it's more like a, I don't know. Maybe it's a Euro poor thing. Lucas Remarkable. Yeah, I agree. American pundits are pissed it's Eastern Europeans. We won the Cold War and now Eastern Europeans are dominating the NBA? It's a fucking tragedy, dude. Jokic looks too good. Yeah, I mean, I do think it's funny. It really is funny how he looks like he's so bad at the game. Jokic highlights, it just always goes in. He looks like a big bumbling, I don't know. It's he looks clunky. But the ball always goes in. He's clunky, but he's got a nice touch. Yeah, I mean, he's the best player in the league, bro. There's a one famous tweet from last finals where someone said he looks like a fat kid that got picked last when he shoots, but it always seems like it ends up going in. Yeah, it's like it's like he found a genie. It's like that's like just makes it so no matter where he throws it, it goes in. And so we're watching some dude that just fucking Yeah, that's someone got the Space Jam basketball. Yeah, he has the like my. Yeah, dude, it feels like a movie. And he plays League of Legends. That's the craziest fucking part. That's the craziest fucking part. Wasn't he like a chubby kid who went to practice for a while? I mean, he doesn't want to practice now. What rank is he? He never said. We know that Luka is really good at Overwatch, but we don't know if Jokic is actually good at League. I like to think he plays at fucking silver level and just rages. It is the funniest thing in the world to me to imagine a person that is, you know, multi-millionaire NBA star of the league goes home and to unwind is just fucking solo queuing top, raging and I think it's so funny, dude. Yeah, like SBF. That's probably why he's miserable. Yeah, maybe he just played League of Legends that day. What do you say if your top laner is inting and he comes back with, "I'm the best basketball player in the world"? That would not stop any rager in League. That would not stop them. They would start pulling up any fucking bad highlights. They would start. I mean, back in my League of Legends rage days, that would just begin. I would I would try to find old tweets. I'd talk shit on Serbia. I'll do anything. Back in my rage days, bro, I just wanted to fucking tear them down. I would find their fucking, I would Google their name, their username, try to find their fucking Twitter account. I'd talk shit on horses. That's psychotic? Yeah, it was psychotic, bro. League of Legends was my life. I cared more about winning League of Legends games than anything else. And so when I would lose because somebody was inting, I would feel like they were personally robbing me. I would feel like they were stealing from me. I would get my I would give full fucking fight mode. And I had nothing else going on in my life that would make me understand that it's all just a game. I would be like just so focused. This is everything. So he plays League like MJ. What's the word you were saying? I'd lose when someone was inting. It's inting, not hinting. What does inting come from? Inting just means like throwing the game. It means like just stupidly, mindlessly going in. What does inting come from? Intentional feeding. I see. Yeah, they're intentionally feeding. And feeding means dying to the enemy. In a game like League of Legends, if the enemy kills you, they get gold. So they get stronger. So like if I'm playing on my side of the map and I'm winning, but you are losing, that's a huge problem for me because the guy that's beating you is going to come kill me later because he has all his gold. So like someone losing affects more than just them. It affects you. That's why League of Legends can be so toxic, because when one player does bad, it makes your life harder. So it's the exact game designed to tear a team apart. You know, you get 5 strangers, you throw them in, and the gameplay is designed to make you hate your teammates. It really is. It's like a fucking toxic melting pot. You know what I'm saying? Like Valorant is so much different because in Valorant, if one guy sucks, it's not really so bad for you. If you hit your shots, you can carry, and also them getting, you know, I don't know. Like it's not great if they're doing terribly, but it doesn't make the enemy stronger so much. Whereas in League of Legends, like if your top lane feeds, it doesn't matter what you do. You've wasted your time. That guy's going to come down and kill you. You can make big comebacks in Valorant. Yeah, just comebacks are, not that they don't happen in League, but like they're more common. You can do a 1v5 in Valorant. In any other game where it's like mostly mechanics based and you don't get much for winning interaction. But League of Legends is, there's stats, you know, and there's gold, and there's and one player sucking really has a drastic impact. Or worse than that, one player literally quitting or raging or feeding. It's like it's unrecoverable. Not if you scale late. All right, stands. They've been trying to make League less snowbally recently. How do you do that without making the pro play kind of boring? I mean, at this point, I don't want them to balance the game for regular players because I don't play the game anymore, so I don't give a shit. I want them to balance the game only around fucking top level play to make it exciting. I want fucking high power, high interactivity champions that can really fucking snowball. I don't care. I don't want like a slow ass fucking grindy farming game. I want them to just ask Faker to balance the game, honestly. That's what I want. Like I truly don't give a shit about how regular people's experience is. I just don't care. I don't fucking, they're going to rage no matter what. Yeah, it is funny. It is fucking funny. I'm getting so in the weeds right now for League of Legends, but like champs like Cassante and Azir are champions that like in every solo queue game are absolute trash. It's like people see pros play them, they try to play them, and they always fucking feed. They're always trash. They're always useless. And then in pro play, they're like hotly contested picks. They're so good, which is probably a sign of great balance, actually. That's really good because they're really deep skill-based champions. Yeah, it's like kids shooting threes like Steph. By the way, Jarvis can fucking drain some threes, dude. My God. My God. He's good. Actually, I'll just say this about Jarvis. So we played in the like the quote unquote real game where we had all the people playing on teams and like a real pickup game of basketball. He wasn't hitting that many shots. You know, he just wasn't hitting that many shots. And we were training today. We were practicing, and he was just fucking, I mean, just draining them. You know, three. He was getting, like, he was doing really amazing. And I asked him, I was like, bro, no disrespect, but like, where was that? Well, like, why are you just, like, you're actually, you're like the best shooter of that game, easily. And he said, I was nervous. He said, I get stage fright. And I was like, that's so funny. Because it's like 14 fucking gamers, dude. It's like, no, you know what I'm saying? There's nobody watching. But that's really funny because he's, like, the second he unlocks, like, he just, I don't know, calms down or whatever, he's going to be unstoppable in our little home game. Everyone's throwing up bricks. He's going to just start draining threes and it's going to be crazy. The lights were brighter than I expected. Yeah, exactly. Do the games feel competitive? No, I mean, everyone wants to win, but no, it's not like, I mean, as per usual, if I told you, you know most of these people, if it was like the friend group that you know, plus like another 6 people you don't know, who would you think gets the most competitive, the most into it? Who do you think is the one who is the most of a rager? I'm not good enough to be me. Wait till I get better, then it'll be me. No, not Stans, no, not Ludwig. It's obviously Aiden. It's Aiden and it's not close. It's Aiden and it's not close. Aiden is the most likely to get mad at his teammates, the most likely to rage, the most likely to like get upset when we don't get a point, the most like Aiden is actually the most toxic gamer in the world, which is funny because he's the nicest guy. Yeah. Aiden is I mean, before I even played basketball, like with this crew, like when me and Aiden were in Copenhagen and we were just walking around, he was just venting to me. He's like, bro, sometimes I'm on these teams and they don't even set a fucking screen. They don't set a screen and they're trying to shoot balls and they should be doing layups. And I'm like, bro, first of all, what do you want me to say? Second of all, like we are in Copenhagen. Let's enjoy the moment. He's like still raging over his, it's like a. It's just funny. He's a true gamer and I respect it. But also, we have a crew of friends that largely connected through Melee, Smash Melee. And guess who's the best at it now? After a long time where we were all kind of good and we all had traded sets, Aiden is by far the best. No one's close to Aiden in the group anymore. Unless you count Mango, who's obviously the GOAT, but like, so it pays off. Do you know what I'm saying? Eamon raging and being passionate about it over time has led to him slowly but surely lapping everyone else. He's better than Nick. He's the best. Thank you for the 29 Toke Till Death. When are we doing a celebratory inscription stream? 39 months. Sorry, at 39 months we do your inscription stream. 29 can't do it. 39 though, for real. It's always a 39. They don't clip it though. No, I actually don't know if that's even a real number. It's not exact. I haven't nailed that down. Clip this part. I'm currently working a stable government job, but I have an opportunity to take an esports job at Epic, which is where my passion is. Do you think it's... bro, I don't think that Epic Games is going under. Gaming jobs are more risky. Esports jobs are more risky. There could be layoffs. I'm not going to tell you that your job is 100% safe. But if you are truly passionate about it and you can work at Epic Games, that's not like a huge... You're not going to like... I don't know. What, like a... Give me like a medium-sized esports team. I mean, it's not working for TSM or something. You're not. This is a stable job with 401k and benefits and it's a company that has a huge income. Like, here's the thing: if you go to Epic Games and you take this job, and you are good at it, and you make relationships within the company, and you I don't know, excel and whatever. Then even if they cut esports positions, there's a chance you could move somewhere else in the company. Like, it's also good on a resume. I think on a risk-adjusted basis, it's not crazy to take this job, especially if it pays more. So I would tell you, this is not something that's so risky that you shouldn't leap at it. I think if you're truly into it. Has it been long enough you can tell your TSM story you couldn't say before? Maybe. Haven't I already basically told it? Haven't I already basically told it? My TSM story? I can tell my TSM story. It's not anything crazy. My TSM story is they offered me the job of VP of marketing when I decided I was going to leave NVIDIA. And I was deciding between that. I really just wanted to move to LA. Me and Ari couldn't live in San Jose any longer. We just couldn't do it. It's just not a very fun city. We didn't have any friends there. As much as I, was happy with the pay and job at NVIDIA. I wanted a quality of life change. So I wanted to go to LA, and I was deciding between doing content or this TSM job. They offered me VP of marketing. And when I was deciding whether or not to take it, I was like, well, can I interview some of the people that would be on my team? Because I would be leading a team, right? So the entire marketing team of TSM would report to me, and I wanted to know what that team was like. And I also wanted to know what TSM was like. So the crux of the story is the first person I interview is this woman. And I don't want to get into details here. I will just say, I asked her some like really basic questions about TSM and the work-life culture and like, is there problems with leadership or whatever? And I within, I'm not kidding, probably 15, 20 minutes. This woman I've never met before. Within 15 or 20 minutes, she was crying, talking about how bad it was to work at TSM. Not again, she didn't say anything that's like, you guys are thinking, it's nothing like just like stressful, like stressful, under-supported, like leadership not trusting, just like bad. And that is a really, really, really major red flag for me. Like, I didn't have to pry this out of her at all. And like, theoretically, she was telling this to someone who would be her boss. Do you understand? She was telling me this, and she was telling me how bad. So that's, then she got the job. No, she actually quit. She quit TSM soon after that. So I don't know. And that wasn't the only interview I did. I did quite a few, and I just got a lot of red flags. And I wasn't even probing. My questions were like, people were volunteering the information. Like, people there were openly telling me, about bad morale. So eventually I just said, this is a bad idea. And they ended up, like getting rid of their league team, and it's gone pretty bad. So, TSM dead now though? No, it still exists. It still exists. They also have they own Blitz GG, which is like a lot of you have this. When you play League or TFT or something, you have the Blitz overlay. That's where TSM's money comes from. That's basically the business now. That's the whole thing is like pivoted to that. They don't even care about the esports side. So, yeah. Wait, one more thing. This is the last thing I'll say. And again, it's not like they treated me fine in the interview. I'm not trying to disparage or anything here, but I have to be honest. One of my main things going in was like, this is a few years back, right? So I'm like, hey, listen, this is going to be kind of a tough challenge, but TSM has a history. It has a brand that some people know. If they have a budget, then like theoretically we could make something happen here. This is a marketing challenge, but it could be interesting. But one thing that's going to make it impossible for me is if we have to push crypto shit, because gamers fucking hate crypto. I was like, if we have to push crypto shit, then, and it became very, 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 very obvious. Like, they didn't want to say it because of the way I asked the question, but it became very obvious that yes. Yes, we did have to push crypto. Like, crypto shit is like, it's like they saw the future of the company as crypto based. They were like, yeah, crypto is the way TSM's going. TSM's going to, and that was really for me, even more than anything else. That for me was like, all right, well, this is a non-starter. There's just no way. What a miserable fucking job. Trying to pitch crypto to gamers is like, that's just the worst fucking job idea I can imagine. Did you have any other job offers and interviews? Yeah, I did. Well, I made the decision before this one finished, but I got to round 3 with Disney. Disney gaming division. They're trying to build out a stronger, robust gaming division. They see how important gaming is. And so I was pretty far along with Disney, which is also based in LA. So I was like, I thought about that. But again, Disney gaming, not as cool to work for, again, as like the main Disney marketing team. And at the end of the day, it still is like shit for kids. And I don't know. I wasn't, my heart wasn't in it from the beginning. I just kind of wanted it for the brand name. So I ended up not taking it. Those were the two. I think it was Disney and no, this was before that. This was, yeah, I didn't do any Riot stuff, but obviously I've told the Valorant story. Did you apply for other game-related companies? It wasn't about games for me. It was about getting to LA. Again, my idea, no matter what, was kind of just to go to LA. I'll be honest with you. I'm going to tell you my actual plan. Whether I went to TSM or Disney or Riot or anywhere else, the idea was always to get them to pay for my move and do like a year there and then quit and do content. Like, I just thought I needed more time. I thought I just needed more time. Because I was already making more, at the time, I was already making more money from content than from NVIDIA. And like, no one in LA is going to pay as much as NVIDIA. So I was just like, you know what? I just need to like keep working on this, but I need someone to pay for all my move and all my shit. And content must have been enough to move on its own. It was. That's what I did. But it's just like, why not get someone? I was risk averse, you know? I was like, it'll just be easier to move if I like have somebody handle everything. So that was the plan. But I ended up not doing that. I'm surprised you were able to leave the NVIDIA building to quit. Shit is a maze. Well, at this time it was work from home because of COVID. But yes, the NVIDIA headquarters is a fucking spaceship. It is an all white. And I don't mean it looks like this. Yeah, you can. This is like the best example I can give. It's kind of like this. It's like all triangles, pure white, sterile hallways. It's like, it's so easy to get lost. Like finding a meeting room, no signage. All the meeting rooms are labeled like Galactus. You know, it's just some fucking name. And like, where is that? I don't know. I have to fucking go find it. No green? No, dude. It's funny. This is the building I worked in. It was like their big flagship headquarters. They were like, it opened right as I started. This is a brand new building right when I started. They quickly realized that it kind of sucked. And so they built an exact duplicate of this building across the street, but fixed all the problems. And so everybody wants to work in that building, not in this building. And so they added, look, they made a duplicate that is like, here you can see it right here. Look, they just made this duplicate, except this one has like greenery and like grass spaces and like artwork and decorations and wood paneling, and like this one is just so much nicer. Where was Evan Gao standing? Right here. This is where Evan Gao did his backflip. This didn't exist at the time. They had to tear some shit down to make this. This is where I would walk to work. I would put my dog out right here. I would try to walk across this street to go like get snacks and stuff sometimes, except people always went fucking 10 million miles per hour. This is like the most dangerous crosswalk in a fucking America. I think that's why they added this bridge. This bridge didn't exist when I was there. This crosswalk was fucking, it was Frogger. Yeah, it's a fucking 12-laner. How long ago was the Evan Gao backflip? Probably 2021. Probably 2021. Didn't they try to make a bridge at college to solve a problem like that and it collapsed? Is your takeaway that because one bridge collapsed, bridges are a useless feature? That we should never try bridges again because one bridge... Bridges never work. Bridges are so dangerous. Yeah, I'm just not sure that's a good line of thought, my friend. 70% of Americans are killed by bridges. That I don't know enough about the stats to dispute that. The bridge at FSU collapsed because the engineer who designed it forgot to click a button on the app. Is there a don't collapse button? Does it run it through a non-collapse filter? What fucking possible button? You forgot to click export. They just built the bridge with no file because he didn't export it. What the fuck? 100 gifties from JxmyHighroller? JxmyHighroller has 2 messages in my chat history. 2. And they're both from today. The first message, if I'm going to buy a new laptop, what one should I get? Bro, I don't work at NVIDIA anymore. Why would fucking gift the money to fucking MKBHD? What am I going to tell you? What? I don't even know. Are you in school? Are you wanting a game? Are you trying to work? What is your... Get the latest NVIDIA laptop, bro. And then your second message, you have 2 messages. The second one was the letter M. And then your third action was 100 gifted subs. I have a tough time understanding you. I have no great answer for... Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to NVIDIA's account and tell you, this is what you should get. Right here. Here's the link. Here's the link. You should get a brand new NVIDIA GeForce 40 series laptop. This is their latest campaign. I know the guy working on this campaign. He would love to get one more sale. This is great. Just get any one of these NVIDIA GeForce 40 series RTX laptops. They're thin, fast, and light. Okay? You know, back in the day, a gaming laptop in college might be loud or bulky and unable to compete with a thin and light MacBook. But now you can have the best of both worlds by getting a thin and light GeForce 40 series laptop powered by RTX technology that can give you thin, light, fast, and the gaming you crave in college. Do you like playing Fortnite? Do you like playing Escape from Tarkov? Well, guess what? Now you can do that in college without sacrificing any of what you need to compete in the classroom. Your parents will love it, and you will love it. Is he reciting this from memory? I wrote this shit. You know, I worked on the laptop campaign like 3 years straight, dude. I was like, it was all for back to school. We had to sell. We did so much research. You find out, you know, we did research for this. You find out that most kids not most, but there's many kids in college that want to play video games on their laptop. That's what they want. But their parents don't want to buy them a gaming laptop, number one. And number two is they're afraid. They're deeply afraid of pulling their laptop out of class and being laughed at. They're like, their number one thing is they're afraid, like, everyone's going to have a MacBook. They're going to pull their laptop out and it's going to be too loud or bulkier. And so we had to really hammer home that these laptops are not like the Alienwares used to know. They look great. They're thin. They're light. They're powerful. And just as a bonus, they crush at games. And that really helped sales. I mean, that was the, once we had that consumer insight, it was helpful. And then also you had to find like stuff for the parents, like, video editing. There's a lot of comp sci stuff. There's a lot of programming stuff. There's like AI and robotics models. All this stuff is better with a GPU. And so, it would help you in school. I do remember we had a video. This is getting in the weeds now. We had a video for NVIDIA laptops back to school. Where is it? And it did so much better than average just because just the way this shit works. Just, we hired actors and actresses for this. There was just a cute actress in it. And so it did way better than average. That was it. It was, all the stats were way up, and it was just because, yeah, it was right here.
Hey guys, what's going on?
Class is starting in a few days. I'm super excited.
It was just like her in the thumbnail, and it did fucking way better. It's fucked up. It wasn't even.
I got this new laptop. Thanks, Mom. Thanks, Dad. Well, I'm all settled in. See you soon.
I mean, he's cute too.
Yes, Mom. I'm eating healthy.
They're all attractive.
Hey, is this thing on?
Yeah. It's on. Yeah, I know. It's super confusing. Why don't you just hit Alt F4?
Oh, probably laugh. Why don't you just hit Alt F4? You can tell she's a gamer. Problem is Overwatch. What a product of the time. Boop, 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 boop. Outsmart and outplay. No, I didn't write the Alt F4 line. Big A, when are you releasing Enron-style GPUs? So much to unpack there. When am I personally am not a GPU company. I just worked for NVIDIA at one point. So I don't have foundry time at TSMC in Taiwan. So it'd be very difficult for me to get GPUs created. I would need billions of dollars. The ability to outbid Apple and NVIDIA. That could be tough. Secondly, were I to get that, were I to raise enough money from investors to start my own GPU production company, I think calling them Enron-style GPUs. Enron was an energy company based out of Texas that had nothing to do with computer graphics. So it was also a famous massive fraud. So it'd be tough to get people to raise billions of dollars for a fraud energy company based style GPU. Do you understand? I'm hearing a lot of problems and not enough solutions. It's not my job. It is not my job to give you solutions for your problem. I'm just telling you what's wrong with your pitch. I don't. Hey, Big A, genuine question. Why do you think League is so dominated by South Korea, but they are essentially non-existent in Dota? If it was skill related, shouldn't they have both similar performance? It's not. No human being from any country is genetically better at League of Legends or Dota. There's not something. It's very racist to assume there's something in Korean people's bloods that makes them better at League. What makes them so good is they have a high player base concentrated in a small area. Okay, a lot of it is in Seoul, one big city where they can play and practice, and they have great infrastructure. They have coaches and support staff, and they have a long history of esports going back to the StarCraft Brood War days that knows how to get the best out of players. They know how to practice and train, and so that is what makes Korea a fearsome competitor at any esport they actually play. However, in Korea, they don't play Dota at fucking all. Dota is not in the top 10 most played games in PC cafes in Korea. So they're not good at it because they have no players. League of Legends is. League of Legends is massively played in South Korea. So they have a huge player base that are playing actively to find the best players. They have a really good, compared to NA, solo queue ladder. So you get the best talent coming out of that. And then they have coaches, staff, and support. So that's why they're so good at what they play. It's like hockey players in Canada or wherever. It's just like, it's where the passion is and where the infrastructure is. It's not, there's something in people's blood. Faker has higher celeb status than most K-pop idols. Yeah, true. Faker's a fucking bona fide superstar, dude. You ever been to South Korea? I lived there. I lived there for 8 months in junior year of college. I lived there. I had a great time. Yeah, it was great. Have you seen the machines TSMC uses to make chips? It's absolutely insane. Like, each of their machines sells for hundreds of millions of dollars. Well, what's funny is a lot of the machines are made by ASML, right? There's like a Dutch company. ASML makes the machines. They're like the lithography machines that like prints the little wafer on the. I mean, it's something. There's a combination of. I'm not going to pretend to understand the fucking mechanics of who does what, but those are the two most, like, ASML, the Dutch company, and TSMC, the Taiwanese company, combined are the chip market. There's something from Samsung, there's something from, Intel, but basically those two companies are just incredibly important. Thinking of leaving the U.S. again for an extended period of time? Not really. No. Why would I leave the greatest country on earth, first of all? And second of all, I'm married, So it would have to be a partnership agreement where we'd want to do that. And, I don't know. I'm putting roots down here in LA. I'm the white mamba, dude. People are calling me the next Kobe Bryant here in LA. I'm not going to just, but I want to visit a lot of countries. I really want to go to China. I'm planning a China trip and a Taiwan trip, ideally. I want to go to both. But I just, wait, what's the difference? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Wait, when I say a China trip and a Taiwan trip, I just mean a China trip twice. This will pass me that. So that's what I want to do. I really want to go. That's the plan. But no extended stays anywhere. How will the Canadian housing market crash if there's always demand for housing and supply isn't keeping up? People can't afford it, bro. People can't afford it. It's already slow motion crashing. Prices are down in every city or every region, but Calgary, I believe. Every region but Calgary, prices are actually falling. I just saw a very interesting graph. People cannot afford it. They literally cannot afford it. The prices are so far above income. People cannot afford the payments. They can't afford it. The number of people that can is dwindling. And if there's any weakness in the job market, that's when it collapses. It all hinges on the job market. If there's a recession in Canada that causes there's like an uptick in job losses, then people are forced to sell because they can no longer make their payments on their already expensive houses. And that's what causes it. And once there's forced sales, then it brings down the value of all the houses in the neighborhood. And then those start to sell and it cascades. Yeah, Calgary's up. That's what I'm saying. Calgary's the only one up. I think the other regions are down, but yeah, and also, dude, this is a huge point. In Canada, they have 5-year mortgages. So every 5 years, the rate adjusts. They have adjustable rate mortgages. And so a lot of people got houses in like 2021 at really low rates. So that means low monthly payments. And we're coming up on 2026. Let's say late 25, 26, you are going to see so many defaults because unless rates have collapsed by then and they can renegotiate, the people are not going to be able to make their payments. It's assuming rates stay high. I mean, everyone's saying they're going to cut, but then the cuts keep getting pushed away. So we'll see. 26 is still a ways away, right? But late 25, 26, if we haven't gotten rates down, and by the way, they might be down from here, but not down to where they were. So like if we get it down to 4% or whatever, that's still doubling your payment. It's going to be a problem. I think that is a big wave that's coming for Canada. Aren't Canadian snow people? Why don't they just build an igloo for free? Are they stupid? The answer is yes, they're stupid. They never figured it out, dude. They don't know. They can't do it. They know how to skate on the ice, but they can't build with the ice. Big A, why can't people just buy land and hire someone to build the house for cheaper? I mean, technically you can do that. The land you're going to buy is, if you want it to be cheaper, is going to be out in the middle of fucking nowhere. Right? If you're trying to actually have cheaper land, then you have to build somewhere where you don't want to fucking be. And also, like, just signing up to be the funding source for building a house is very risky because there can be cost overruns. There can be dealing with contractors which are going to try and scam you and weasel fucking every dollar they can out of you. It's just going to be a huge nightmare of problems for you to hopefully get, a cheaper house. It's not reasonable for most people. If Lincoln built log cabins, so can I. Base. I can't wait to see it. I would love it. Send us a photo on the Reddit of your log cabin. Wouldn't house builders be like rolling in money right now? That's a very complex topic. Some are doing well, some are not. like there's plenty of house builders that cannot actually, as much as we think there's infinite demand and everything's selling, there's plenty of house builders that built expecting a certain price level and they can't sell. Like there's these big tracts of suburban Texas they can't sell at the prices they expected to sell at, and they spent a lot of money to build them, and now they're in trouble. They're gonna have to. You know, yeah. There's like these big McMansion suburbs that are not moving at the rate they thought they would. America's housing market won't recover until the boomers start dying out. Gen Z and millennials won't be able to buy a house until their 30s, 40s. I mean, the housing market won't correct until the job market gets materially worse. That is when there will be forced sales. Until then, everyone can sort of just bide their time and hold, which is what's happening. Like housing is not moving that much. They're not selling that many houses. Housing is like in a freeze right now. They're just trying to survive till 25. But once there's material job losses, then people will not be able to make their payments. And that's when there's forced sales. And once there's forced sales in housing, it drives down the prices of every house around it. You get actual price discovery on what people are willing to pay. Like, let's say you have a house, right? A house that you bought for $1.2 million in 2021. And you're putting it on the market trying to sell it for 1.4 or whatever. And nobody's really buying. Now, normally you have to drop that price, to sell it. But people are just kind of waiting. They're just kind of waiting for rates to go down and people can get able to get more debt and they're going to pay the 1.4. People are not taking a loss. Imagine if, you lose your job and suddenly you can't make the payment on that house. You have to sell it for $800K or whatever. Now every house in the neighborhood gets re-rated at a lower cost. Or, it's like, oh, the houses are worth $800K now. And then people panic and they start selling more houses and then price goes down. That's the but it is funny that if you really look at it, like there's this gap. I was actually looking at a graph today. Let me see if I can find it for you. I just had it open, so here it is. Yeah, this is so funny. Here's a graph for you. This gap period of relatively low interest rates and lower cost of housing, this period of time, 70s to the 2000s, is when like all the real estate gets bought up by the boomers. And like, you say why that's a joke is like, I was 9 years old, I should have bought a house. Because the price appreciation since then was massive. Even post, this is the 2009 crash, it still goes up. So, like, it's why there's such a gap between rich boomers and poor boomers. Like, boomers are the richest generation in history, and there's still so many boomers that can't afford retirement or, like, homeless or whatever. It's whether or not you got into this housing lottery. If you were one of the boomers that got a house in the 70s, 80s, it is like a lottery ticket. You just made millions. You made hundreds of thousands, if not millions, over the course of your life. It just massively appreciated in value. And this has just dramatically changed America. Is like boomers got incredibly wealthy from getting this early at the right time. And when they bought it, it was 3 or 4 times income. So whatever your yearly income is, they bought a house that was like 3 or 4x. You know what I'm saying? So if you made $100K a year, your house cost $300 or $400K. Nowadays, a house like that, so now we're like, we're in the teens. It's like 12 times income in some cities. National average like 7.58. And that's just fucking hard for people to afford. That's just really fucking hard. It's nearly impossible, So yeah, I mean, this is what sucks. What also sucks is that these boomers may, pass this on to their kids and create inherited wealth. Don't you think all this was inevitable then? No. This is a product of fiscal and monetary policy from the government that made it really cheap to access money. That is why all this stuff keeps bubbling up bigger and bigger. The prices on housing wouldn't have changed, except money got easier to access. Debt got easier to access. That's why student, that's why college is more expensive. That's why housing is more expensive. Anything where you can take out a loan for it, it got more expensive because loans and money got easier to borrow. Atrioc, why are you crying? You have 3 houses. I have 6 houses, actually. Don't fucking besmirch me. And 2 of them I share with Bernie Sanders. Okay? Me and Bernie, we got a Cabo mansion for partying, and we got we're roomies, yeah. Yeah, I got one house that I share with Bernie and one house I share with Hassan. And then one we all 3 share together. Big B and Big A. And we had the craziest COVID parties. Yeah. Me, Bernie, and Hassan used to throw the fucking craziest mask off COVID parties. Shit was wild. Shit was fun as fuck. Wait. Oh, let's watch the Japanese video. Let's watch. It actually segues perfectly into this Japanese video that somehow is blowing up. Let's see what it is. I don't even know anything about it, really.
Hi, today I would like to talk about my feeling. I'm really worried about my future.
Fun Day Friday!
And I don't know what should I do. I'm 50 years old, a typical Japanese office worker. So the reason why I'm feeling I'm really worried about my future.
I will say, obviously this guy's going to say some shit that's probably sad, or at least tough struggle. He looks great for 50. Can we say that at least? He looks excellent for 50. So look on the bright side, silver lining. Dude is actually absolute Giga Chad for 50. I mean, really aging very beautiful, very naturally. 50 in America, bro, you look 50, I feel like. Yeah, dude looks 30. I've seen 30-year-olds that look older.
Future is this. So this is my chat summary explaining myself. So I'm 50 years old.
He's a marketer?
I just turned 50 years old the other day. I know that many of you may say I look like younger than actually, but I am 50 years old. So I'm old. Even though, yeah, actually, the 50 years old, for Japanese people, it's actually medium age.
Yeah, bro, don't they live to be 95 or something? He's halfway there. That's crazy. Japanese life expectancy, this guy's just getting started.
So because of the Japanese society is aging society, and becoming older and older, the average medium age has been 50 years old. So I think I'm representing the typical Japanese middle-aged man here in Japan, and I'm 50 years old. So, and then as I posted in another video explaining my situation, I have 28 years more.
Bro had a 4-year-old daughter at 46? He had a kid at 46? That's crazy. That's too... That's too... Bro, quit fucking. Put the snake away, dude. No, that's too late to be having a kid. 46? Oh, my wife's calling me. Hello? Hey, babe, I'm on stream. Do you want me to mute? What's up? How is it? Hi.
Who's who tonight?
Who the? What the fuck?
So I'm gonna hand you the phone real quick. Just say hi to Ludsy. Hey, Brandon Ewing, my favorite person I moderate for. This is Ludsy. Here with Ari and Brandon Carlisle, your favorite magician.
Did you guys kidnap my wife?
Well, kidnap is a strong word, don't you think? I mean, it depends on what you want to use. But of course, not just us. There's one other person you might want to say hi to.
Hey, Brandon, I need you to call the police. They have both of us handcuffed. This is drop swindle. I don't know what happened, but Brandon just showed up. Yeah, this is an emergency situation.
Don't worry, I'm on it. They're gonna send SWAT. They're gonna send the most heavily armed, well-funded police. It's coming.
Brandon says he has a card trick that might stop the SWAT team, but hopefully they can get through. He's taking the phone. He's taking the phone.
Look, before you do anything drastic.
Okay.
Before you do anything drastic, would you like to say a few last words? You read that.
A few last words.
Oh.
Hello, Dominus.
Hey, babe.
Yeah, that was it.
Are they okay? You're good?
We're like waiting for a show, so. Or like, what are you asking?
It's so funny. I should have known. Because Ari's like, I'm going to go to the Magic Castle with a friend. Yeah. And I was like, who the fuck do we know that's got the Magic Castle invite except for Braden Carlisle?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like Braden Carlisle is the only fucking person we know that can get into the Magic Castle.
Yeah, so what's your point?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But I for sure didn't know who else was coming though. That was interesting, you know?
That's cool.
Oh, you did? Okay, he said he did DM you months ago.
He DM'd me?
Yeah, regarding this.
That's stupid. I don't look at my DMs. That's not my fault. Well, I can't be blamed for that.
Yeah. Anyway, that's the status.
All right. Well, is there new magicians than last time we went?
Yeah, everything's been new. Like, no weird English teacher or anything, you know?
Oh, yeah.
But we're in that room right now, so it's kind of funny, you know?
All right. Well, that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sounds fun. I'm just streaming, so.
Yeah, I figured. Okay, why don't you go pet the Yule or something?
All right, we'll go pet her.
Or, I don't know, I guess you're streaming, so you can't do that.
All right, bye, babe.
Okay, bye.
Thanks, Jim. Bye. Well, that's fucking crazy, but it actually makes so much sense. It actually makes so much fucking sense. I was like, wait, how the fuck did you get in the Magic Castle? Pet the Yule. The Yule is our dog, Maya, which we called Mayula. And then Mayula became Eula, and then Eula became Yule. And now we just call her the Yule, which it doesn't make a lot of sense. But that's how dog names evolve, you know? How do you spell it? Like Y-U-L-A. Mayula. Dogs don't actually like that? I'm sorry. Are you telling me that dogs don't actually like getting nicknames? You're sure you're the expert and you know for a fact that dogs prefer just their given name, please? No, I don't think that's true. I think my dog does like the nicknames. Dogs are very serious. No nicknames allowed. No, I don't think. I think you guys are not accurate on this one. Wait. Let's watch this video. It's an interesting video. This dude's about to tell us about life in Japan. Okay?
That I have to pay. I have to keep payment of my home loan, my home mortgage. I have 28 years from now on. So my home loan will be finished when I will be 78 years old. 78 years old. Unbelievable. Meaning, I will have to work until I finish my home loan, because this is another concern, big concern. My kids are really young, so my oldest son.
It's crazy he has such young kids.
He's just 80 years old.
He's just 80. My youngest son is just 80 years old. He's a baby. I have to take care of him. You know what I'm saying? He's a spry 80.
Elementary school in Japan. And my youngest daughter, she is just 4 years old. She hasn't started her school life in elementary school yet. He is still in the nursing school. And
at least this guy's, he seems like he's relatively in shape or young. Like, the reason I would want to have a kid that late is because you can't. The biggest fear is that you have a kid when you're like 50 and then you can't even play with them. You know what I'm saying? You're too old to even, you can't. And then by the time they turn even 18, you can't do anything. Like, you can't.
She had just started her new school life in nursing school. So again, as I explained my situation in another video, so I am much older than the average.
50 years old and a better hairline than Atrioc. First of all, fuck you. Okay. Second of all, this guy's got a better hairline than 2/3 of chat. Easy. 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 I would 100% make a bet on that. His hairline is great. He's got the... yeah, that's not... Don't fucking try to act like you're...
Age of the father of 4 years old. Because she was born when I was 46 years old. Although my wife is younger than me, I think 8 years younger than me. So she's okay. But me...
She's okay.
I don't see any father like my age.
My wife's okay.
The kindergarten in nursing school of my daughter. So in April, there was a entrance ceremony for the kindergarten, the new school year.
Yeah.
So Japan always in Japan, new school year start from April. So that's why she had, and we attended the entrance ceremony of her kindergarten. And when I looked at fathers,
you were the oldest guy there.
The other kids' fathers, they're young. They look.
You look young, bro. Bro,
course, I think.
What if it's Japan? They're probably all 62. They just look like you. You probably looked around and thought, oh, these guys all look young, but they thought that about you. Oh, that guy's 30. Wow. It was probably a bunch of fucking 60-year-old men, dude. Japan has an old society.
Maybe.
You might have been the youngest guy there.
In the middle of like 30s. Most of them looked like 30s.
That's what you
and
look like.
Some of them look like maybe just about 40s. But I didn't see any fathers look like 50s.
That's literally you, bro.
Even though I know I may look younger than the actual age. But the reality is I'm 50 years old and my kids are still very, very young. So meaning if I forget about the home loan, still I have to walk. I have to keep walking until maybe she will become 20 years old. So 16 years old, additional 16 years, I have to walk. At least, this is the, I think, minimum. I'm healthy in terms of the health, in terms of the physical, and in terms of the mental. Even though I posted weird title, video, the video's title is my life is so boring, but I'm okay. I haven't been suffering from the mental health, mental illness, but mental disease.
The only way you're going to get a mental disease, sir, is if you keep posting on YouTube. That is the only thing that's going to rot your brain. You seem very normal. Once you start getting content pilled, that's when you're really that's going to cook your from the inside.
I don't have any depression. I'm mentally and physically, I'm okay.
Yeah, once you read the comments.
So this is not my concern. But younger kids are my second biggest concern, following by home alone, 28 years old. With 28 years more. And also I have mother.
Oh, she's parents.
81 years old. This is my another biggest concern. So I have a big brother.
Yeah.
One big brother. And actually, me and my brother decided to put my mother into care center, care residence in Japan. So she is now living in care center.
Those are expensive, right?
Care home.
Maybe not in Japan.
Care residence. I don't know how to say it properly. So because before we put into our mother into the care center, she was really bad position. Really she became mentally diseased. She was depressed. She was suffering deeply the depression when she turned 72 or 73 years old.
Yikes.
After 5 years, our father died. Actually, she became the disease and the depression. So that's why me and my brother decided to put our mother, into care center, care home.
Okay.
So and then she has been living there, I think.
Is she better?
Years. So her condition has been improving.
Good.
I think. But as you can imagine, we have to take care. And especially my brother. My brother has to take care everything. Even though they don't live.
Why does your brother take care of everything?
But my brother is living near the care center.
Oh, he's close.
Where my mother is living. So this is another biggest concern. My mother.
Bro, this is something I haven't even thought about. Can't even imagine. My parents get old. I am talking to my brother. Not even on my fucking... I'll put my dad in a home now. I'm going to call an Arizona home, get my dad put in tomorrow. Just cuz, dude. Ease him into it? Yeah, get him used to it.
And also, I have mother and father-in-law. My wife's brother. My wife's parents. They are living in a little bit far away from
they're younger.
My house. Like 3 hours by car. And they are living a little bit in the countryside. Not in a big town. Very countryside. And then my father-in-law just retired his job. And he has been focusing on his everything to the contribution to his hometown. To be one of the unprofitable, I don't know how to say, deputy chief operation, CFO, no, CEO, not CEO, but he has just become the leader of one of the non-profit organization,
okay,
the local town, countryside, where he has been living. He just turned 72 years old, and my mother-in-law became 68 years old.
Okay,
and my wife and me will have to take care of them. Maybe near soon. I don't know when, but they are still healthy, very healthy. But we
doesn't seem so bad.
Don't know
they're younger
when they become a little bit difficult to live alone. So we have to pay biggest attention to their condition, health condition. So another big problem.
Okay.
So and then
home loan,
back to my career.
Kids, parents.
And I have been working at current company for 10 years now.
Jesus.
And I know,
so rare in America.
I know that, you know, I understand that I don't have any hope to be promoted anymore because of my position and because of my career and because of the condition and environment, everything. I know a lot because I have been working 10 years and I don't see any future. And if you know, people in my age,
that's depressing,
working at the similar company as I'm working now, may get to be promoted to become the director or like a chairman or, you know, very important positions.
Right.
But I'm not working at the top important position, and I'm not going to be promoted at there.
Yeah. Okay.
Actually, I don't want to become the directors or, you know, top leaders of the company.
Yeah, you got 2 kids.
So this is not my hope. So I'm okay. But without the promotion, I have no hope. I don't want to talk about the current job because, you know, if some of my colleagues watch my video and if she or he is pointing out that, you know, I'm making complaints, but I'm not complaining. I'm not making any complaints against my. I'm happy with the current job, but I'm 50 years old now, and I have been already working 10 years now.
I'm happy. I love it. I love the fucking job.
And actually,
I've been working here 10 years. I have zero hope to be promoted, but I love it. Honestly, I fucking love it. For me, it's awesome. It's so cool how I've been here 10 years, and there's not a chance in hell that I have no hope, and I have a blank look in my eyes when I think about it. But like, honestly, it's awesome.
Maybe some
because this place is low key dope. The directors are so great.
Some of you may say like, I should change my job. But I don't have any other companies that I want to work right now. So that's another problem. I used to have some hope to change my job, to change my career, like 3 years ago or 4 years ago.
I mean, it has to be so much harder when you're 50, bro, to like uproot or...
I would change my career. I would change my job, but I didn't actually. And now it has been 10 years now, and now I just became 50 years old now, and then looking at the job opportunities, 50 years old typical Japanese people who has nothing. Just nothing. I only have the marketing. I'm in.
That's not nothing, bro.
Now, and before marketing, I have experience in sales representative.
Although I gotta be honest with you, not but and this will be me before any amount of time. But you know, sometimes when you're in the marketing meeting with the 50-year-old, those ideas can be rough. Those ideas can be tough. They can be tough. It can be tough to artfully talk about them in a brainstorm. We can circle back to that. That's how it goes. You know, that's just how it goes. It's tough. I feel for him.
Years. So this is my career. Marketing 13 years and 10 years in sales representative. And I'm not going to become sales representative again. Maybe I would like to focus on my career into marketing. But 50 years old now, and looking at the job opportunities, and with my condition,
what condition?
That I'm not a director. I'm just the manager of the small group. So this is not big enough for me to have the good opportunity, better opportunities than current position, current condition. So my income level is a little bit, I think, a little bit above the average. So, and again, I'm not going to make any complaint against my current position. I'm happy with them.
It's being very clear.
So I'm not making any complaints. But looking at the other open positions for the other companies, I think I don't have any good opportunities for me. So that's another problem. So these are the many concerns. These are the concerns I have now. So that's why I don't see any bright future in next 10 years.
Sad.
I don't know what I should do next 10 years. So please, somebody can help.
Wait, that's just the video?
Come up with the good idea and a good advice.
He's just asking YouTube comments for the best idea? That's the video? Wait, Fun Day Friday? It's just a sad Japanese man talking about all his challenges for 15 minutes, and then he says, I have no solutions. What? Dude, the fucking top comment. This is what sold me on it. This is what YouTube was made for. So much more interesting than the 5,000 podcast about. Okay. That's just not what YouTube was made for, bro. This is not what YouTube was made for. We're not all here to watch every person across the world say the saddest story about their life and the different challenges they're making. And I wouldn't describe that as interesting. I from a fucking empathy perspective, I feel for him and I'm sad. And I think this is a common tale, across the world, but especially in Japan, as their savings are weakening with the yen weakening, and wages aren't keeping up with the cost of living, and all that. I was trying to get a sort of a boots on the ground experience of someone in Japan and what it feels like. But I guess this is it. This is what it feels like. It feels. I talked about this in the last Marketing Monday, but this is just what I feel is happening. I think people are just getting squeezed, bro. I think average people are just getting squeezed, and this is what being squeezed looks like. It's not a big flashy fucking thing. It's not a big crash. It's just like these. It's just like looking at the numbers and they're not adding up. And something's got to give, bro. Something's got to change. It's not cool. I came across this video. It's funny this hit viral. For his channel, it's hit viral. So odd. Because I don't know. This video has. It's just so interesting. This connected with the algorithm. Interesting. And then everyone's sharing their stuff. I envy your courage to post your inner thoughts to outside world. Yeah, I do. I do like that. I do appreciate his courage. This probably was not an easy video to make. And I do think for men, especially an adult man with a family, talking about your struggles or your weaknesses or your challenges is very difficult. It's very frowned upon. And the guy was just super on it. I actually really respect that. Maybe that's why I connected with people. This guy's voice and accent is pure ASMR. What a fucking idiot. Putting on an ASMR video of 50-year-old Japanese man describes the struggles he's facing in life. He replied to it. Thanks for your comment. Fucking stupid, bro. Fucking stupid. What is his other content? Learn a cool Japanese phrase. My life is boring. Dude, what if this one hit the algorithm and now he realized that's his niche and he's just going to keep making videos about how even as his life gets better, as these start printing money, he just keeps putting on a sadder face. My life is so shit. My life is so boring. My life is so stupid. Yeah, he starts posting Japanese doomer content for money. He also has drawing Pinsir, drawing Charmander, bachelor couples who are still together. Wait, that's crazy. He is kind of doomer posting. I don't know how to be a good father of an 8-year-old son who's struggling from socializing. I don't have any friends to hang out with on Friday nights. Wait, he's kind of made this video before. He's very content-pilled. Let's see his Charmander. Oh, yeah. Nothing sad about this. This is Fun Day Friday material right here. This is Fun Day Friday material right here, brother. He should just do that for a job. Draw Charmander. Okay, now I'm being dead serious. I'm being dead fucking serious. Hey, thumbnail change worked. Thumbnail change worked. Uh-oh. Video's moving up the ladder. We're at 4 out of 10. Nice. Nice, 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 nice. We're getting there. We're getting there. Late night Sheldon Ring. I mean, we could. We could do Sheldon Ring, but what about... Oh, here's a feel-good video. Wait, there's a fat burger fraud? D'Artagnan, thank you for the 5 gifties. There's a fat burger fraud. Good Work has a new movie about Miami. We can watch Good Work.
Miami. A haven for the finer things in life. Sun, surf, putting your toes in the sand. You know, there are worse places to be tracking down the nursing home attendant who seduced your grandma and cut you out of the will. I'll find you, Francisco. But
Average favorite enjoyer, they have the 5 gifties.
I wasn't just here for pleasure. In recent years, a migration of professionals from states like New York and California have turned Miami into a burgeoning hub of finance and
Austin
tech.
and Miami.
Some have embraced the change, including city leadership that have hailed a new era for Miami as the Wall Street of the South or America's Switzerland. But others have seen it as the latest example of Miami pricing out its longtime residents in favor of the ultra-wealthy, a trend that tarnishes the city's culture and heightens inequality. It was high time someone got to the...
I'm sorry, did Miami have a great culture other than flexing before? What? Wasn't Miami always about partying and flexing and...
the bottom of this, and that someone was gonna be me. So I spruced up on my Espanol, sprayed on a thick coat of SPF 250, and called up some friends who were Miami natives, because Dan Toomey was about to tackle Vice City. Bienvenido a Miami. fresh off of the tarmac, my tummy started rumbling for the flavors of Latin cuisine. Of course, my virgin tongue has never experienced anything spicier than Hellman's lighter-than-light squeezy mayo. But if I wanted to find out what was really going on here, I was gonna have to blend in. So I started off my sleuthing with a trip to La Carreta in Little Havana, where I met with culture reporter Carlos Frias to learn more about the city's history. Needless to say, I was fitting right in.
Mira, estamos haciendo un programa de televisión que tienen estos muchachos y yo soy de aquí y voy a ordenar unas cuantas cositas para que yo lo pruebe. No tenga miedo.
It's our first interview. We're here, so why pick this restaurant?
Well, I mean, look.
I remember when Ari and I went to Florida, we got in a Uber with a guy who, I'm sorry, I don't remember his nationality. I don't remember his nationality. I want to say Dominican, maybe. The point is, he spent the whole ride shitting on every other. Like, by the way, he thought we would just join in. We thought we would agree. He was shitting on Cubans. He was shitting on, I can't even remember every. He had a joke for all of them, and just like, I think he was Dominican, but I don't remember. And yeah, just fucking like 6 or 7 different nationalities. He was shitting on them the whole ride. It was like a 30-minute ride, and he kept looking back for our approval. It was really funny. I mean, he thought he was killing. So obviously I joined in with some jokes of my own, you know?
Look at it. This is actually the cultural meeting places of Miami. Miami's, you know, it's 125, 150 years old. As like an established place, it was pretty much a cow town where you would get things shipped up to Tampa, which back in the day was like the more important city, like before 1900. And
Tampa was?
Yeah.
Oh, what a shit time that must have been.
Since the turn of the 20th century, Miami has been reshaped by waves of immigrants coming into the city. In the early 1900s, it was black Bahamians that built the beginnings of modern Miami. By the 1950s and 60s, Cubans fleeing the Castro regime arrived in the city. And over the next few decades, immigrants from all over the Caribbean and Latin America settled here, often in search of an alternative to political or economic turmoil at home. You could observe the impact of the city's immigration waves by simply looking at a map of the place. Little Havana, Little Haiti, Little Bahamas, and Little Santo Domingo in the Alapata neighborhood are all distinct areas with distinct cultures.
So that's kind of at the basis, is Miami's always getting remade by different groups that are affecting the culture of the place. And so that means it's always trying to redefine its identity.
And yet they're going to discriminate against the immigration wave of California tech bros? I'm sorry? We can't have little San Francisco in Miami? And go around on our scooters, and this is crazy. This is crazy, dude. What a discrimination.
And today, there's a new group of immigrants docking their ships in Miami's harbors, tossing their own spice into the city's cultural stew. But instead of Havana, they hail from Manhattan's Hudson Yards Equinox Gym Spa Hotel. Ladies and gentlemen, tech and finance have entered the chat.
Miami is having its tech moment. The goal of turning Miami into the new Silicon Valley is a push from City Mayor Francis Suarez.
Big investors are moving to Miami. Ken Griffin is moving both Citadel and Citadel Securities to Miami.
Oh, fuck yeah. We are so back. If there has been any group to define this sinking city's recent history, it's been the bros and hoes of tech and finance. From some of the richest people on the planet to founders hoping to fund their startup over drinks at Art Basel. All this really took flight during the pandemic, a time where more Americans moved to Florida than any other state. And this was encouraged by Florida's lax COVID policies. While other states closed their borders and required isolation, Florida welcomed transplants with open, tan, unvaxxed arms. And with them came the moolah.
I mean, we had so much
money. Well, it's also like tax reasons, right? I mean, isn't Florida low or no income tax? Isn't it like Texas? Am I crazy? It's like way lower. Yeah. There's no tax there at all. Yeah, exactly. Oh, he gets to it? Okay, because like that's the main. 100% people are moving to California and Texas. Or not, sorry, to Florida and Texas for tax reasons. More than anything else. More than any culture thing.
money coming here from California and from New York, and a lot of this is like dovetails with COVID, right?
Danny Rivero is a reporter for Miami's public radio station WLRN.
And people were moving around the country and whatnot too, but the mayor said, come here.
And boy, did they come. During the heat of the pandemic, members of the tech and finance community flocked to South Florida like a squadron of pelicans. We know this because they tweeted a lot about it.
It was an entire burgeoning subgenre on Twitter of what I called like science fiction revisionism about Miami. People who were coming down here, who'd been here for like 2 weeks, were like, guys, like that's how every fucking tweet would begin. Guys, comma, or like ellipses, like no traffic, great hospitality, outstanding government. I'm like,
I do remember this.
What are they?
It was all over Twitter.
Describing. So all of us who have lived here for literally ever.
It was all the crypto bros talking about how Miami was like the fucking perfect place to live. It's the greatest. The weather was perfect. Bro, I lived in Florida. The humidity is fucking miserable. It's miserable. You're drenched with sweat. It's not.
Are trying to understand how people who have been here for 2 days or 2 weeks or 2 months want to like man bro explain to us what Miami is.
Were you tweeting back at them too? Or
I was the only one.
Billy Corbin is a documentarian and commentator who hosts the Because Miami podcast. After hearing him talk about the city on something called the Joseph Rogan Experience, I decided he was ready for a big-time interview with Dan Man himself.
Damn,
a decision I immediately regretted.
You're the whitest person I have ever met. Really. You're the same color as your shirt. When I first met you, I thought you wanted to tell me about this wonderful book. I just like.
Are you done?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Is that it?
Yeah. It's like me. I'm roasting you, and you're still this white.
Right.
It's unbelievable.
Right. You got any others? No. You sure?
I do.
You want to invite anybody else in on this?
Yes.
Clearly, Billy was confusing me for some white guy. But nevertheless, as a native Miamian, Billy's tone towards the city's finance and tech spats was far from flattering.
Arroz con mango literally means mango and rice. But what it means in kind of Cuban Spanish slang is clusterfuck. And so I referred, when the tech bros started moving to Miami during the pandemic, during 2020, I referred to them as the Arroz con Man Bros. The jokes are funnier when I explain them.
Perhaps the most arroz of these man bros was none other than Francis Suarez, the mayor of Miami who became the figurehead for the movement to turn the city into a commerce hub. It was on December 4th,
I like mango and I like rice. I don't see how they go together. It doesn't sound good to me at all. Is that a real... It sounds bad. It's a dessert? Oh, it's like a sticky... Okay. I could see that. I'm thinking of like just rice. You know? Okay. Hey, thanks for the 20 gifted. 1 NDT. My goat. My liege.
2020, when venture capitalist Delian Asparohov tweeted about moving Silicon Valley to Miami, and Suarez responded with a simple, "How can I help?" Then came media appearances, more tweets, and soon a billboard in San Francisco, dragooning tech employees to get their glue-colored skin and bad posture down to South Beach stat.
As a mayor of Miami, he doesn't have a lot of power. The power is at the county. He's the mayor of the city. A lot of people get that confused, and that makes the mayor of Miami seem like a much bigger deal than he really is. But he has done a phenomenal job of promotion, right? Like, that is almost the extent of his power.
One of the main vehicles for that promotion was the Hobbit-entrancing fluff money of cryptocurrency. In 2021, Miami launched a fully fledged assault to become the crypto capital of America. The Miami Heat renamed their stadium FTX Arena. Mayor Suarez announced that he would take his first paycheck in Bitcoin. Miami also minted its own cryptocurrency called Miami Coin, and even installed a crypto bull downtown to compete with New York's Wall Street Bull.
The crypto bull is right in downtown at Miami-Dade College, right over the bridge from here. You can go visit it, but it is in fact a crypto steer because it has no balls.
It doesn't have any balls?
No, so it's not a bull.
They didn't put, the whole point of the bull is the balls.
Right.
Needless to say, I had to confirm that this bull was ballsless.
Not there. They're just not there.
No ball sack in sight. Side quest completed.
Side quest completed.
Unnecessary.
And even though a lot of this crypto hype ended up vanishing into the night, Miami's great corporate offensive was actually pretty successful.
Wait, Miami coin wasn't a safe bet? Oh, I hope Ari has a fun night. I hope Braden covers drinks. I put it all. I put it all into Miami coin. Uh-oh. This is awkward. It was 100% investment because I thought, no way, it doesn't. Maybe if I hodl? Maybe if I diamond hands?
In luring the financial class to the city. Since 2020, Blackstone, Goldman Sachs, Icon Capital Management, Peter Thiel's Founders Fund, and hedge fund manager Ken Griffin's Citadel have all relocated offices to Miami. Between 2021 and 2022, an estimated $6 billion in annual income arrived in Miami-Dade County alone. Now, rich people moving to Florida isn't a new trend. For generations, the wealths have flocked to these beaches in search of good weather and strippers to pay pig.
Rich people have always bought their 4th, 5th, and 6th homes in Miami. What I'm saying is that that's nothing new. Rich people moving to Florida and South Florida, whether it's as a tax shelter or haven or get out of paying state income taxes elsewhere, or it's just the weather.
A lot of wealthy people suddenly found themselves having to pay more taxes in certain states, particularly in New York City.
Deborah Acosta reports on Florida real estate for the Wall Street Journal.
And so you're talking about like chefs of industry, right? Like the titans of industry, Carl Icahn, people like that were already making their way down here before the pandemic hit.
Florida's tax laws are famously quite nice to the ultra-wealthy and corporations. There's no state income tax, capital gains tax, or estate tax, meaning you can cash out on stock tax.
I'm sorry, there's no capital gains tax? Oh, that's so fucking stupid. No wonder. Didn't fucking Jeff Bezos move here? That's of course. What that means is, let's say you have 1 million shares of Amazon. Normally, when you sell that, there's a small tax on that, 15% capital gain. Something you hold it for more than a year. They got rid of even that. You sell your stock at a profit for no tax at all. You still pay federal? Okay. I see. Okay. So they still pay the 15, but whatever's on top. What's the California capital gains tax? Because I have paid it. 13%. Jesus Christ.
Free, and also inherit wealth and property tax-free. Plus, the corporate tax rate is relatively low at just 5.5%. Meanwhile, the Biden administration and many individual states are doing their darndest to combat America's record-breaking wealth inequality by trying to tax the very richest people in our country more. So the sunny shores of Florida are looking nicer than ever if you're one of them richies. Like this fella.
Jeff Bezos switching coasts, the founder of Amazon.com, taking his talents to Miami.
That's right. Earlier this year, none other than Jeff Bezos.
Well, he might say this, but we did cover this. Jeff said, remember we covered this? He said, like, I'm doing it because I want to be closer to my family. Like, you've been in Seattle for fucking 30 years, and it's like, it's for family reasons. And it's like, bro, shut the fuck up. You can fly anywhere in a private jet. You are doing this entirely for tax reasons.
Got one step closer to completing his transformation into Pitbull by moving back to Miami where he grew up. However, it doesn't take an investigative journalist to crunch the numbers on this one and conclude that sentimental ain't the only kind of value Jeff is gaining here. And thank God, by the way, because I am not an investigative journalist. I'm actually two curious little aliens whose ship crashed on Earth and took shelter inside of this human trench coat. We're extremely interested in the dysfunction of your planet's financial system, and we look forward to probing Mr. Wonderful. Back in 2022, Washington State implemented a 7% tax on capital gains over $250,000 per year. That was the same year that Bezos stopped selling Amazon stock, which he had been doing annually since the 90s. Then this year, after he touched down in the 305, Bezos filed paperwork to sell 50 million shares shares worth over $8 billion at the time of filing, saving him at least $600 million in taxes on the sale, which, for what it's worth, covers the cost of his new 417-foot super yacht. Jeff now has multiple properties over here at Indian Creek Island. This dollop of land, also known as Billionaire Bunker, is home to people like Carl Icahn, Tom Brady, and Jared Kushner, and is only accessible via a guarded bridge. Soon after this moment, I was sniped by a tranquilizer dart to the penis. This island is ground zero for the extreme wealth that's moved into the city. Today, the 5 wealthiest property owners on Indian Creek now controlled a combined fortune of about $191 billion. For the people on Indian Creek, this tax deal in Florida is mucho primo. But for everyone else, it's not mucho, and even less primo.
We find that Florida is actually the worst in terms of having a tax system that increases inequality. A tax system where the...
Chat, quit your whining. They deserve it, okay? They deserve every single dollar of that. They earned it through hard, back-breaking labor. And also, I think I'll mention this, but Jeff Bezos owns 3 fucking properties in Florida alone, and I think all of them are over $60 million. It's crazy. Why do you need 3 $60 million mansions in like the same area? That's so crazy to me. It's just like, just get one. Just get one. Get $120 million mansion, you know what I'm saying? But 360s?
The less you earn, the more you pay. And the more you earn, the less you pay.
Amy Hanauer is the executive director of the Institute on Taxation and Economic Policy, a nonprofit that researches how to create more equitable tax systems.
The bottom 1/5 of taxpayers in Florida, people earning less than $20,000 a year, pay 5 times more of their income in state and local taxes than the top 1% in the state, people earning an average of $3.3 million a year. You know, and it's not just the lowest income either. Like for the bottom 40% of earners, you pay a higher tax rate in Florida than you do in the rest of the country on average. Does that sound fair to you? Like, let that soak in.
Sorry, can't hear you over the sound of my $20 rooftop marg, Amy. Fun numbers, though. The outsized tax burden on the lower and middle class is just one of the things making it increasingly difficult for everyday Miamians to afford to live there anymore. South Florida has the 2nd worst inflation rate of any metropolitan area in the U.S., and the state as a whole has car insurance prices that are 55% higher than the national average. And to take...
Just don't get insurance. There's no traffic, right? There's no problem with traffic in Miami, so there's no worries of any car accidents. So I'll just skip insurance. It's not going to come up.
Take a step back. Miami already had one of the worst wealth gaps in the country, even before half of Goldman's equity traders schlepped their banker bags down here. These historical trends, combined with the more recent wave of professionals moving in, has caused Miami's luxury real estate market to
Oh, it's home insurance? Well, that's funny because some of that is climate change. It's the same thing with California where you can't get fire insurance. Like insurance companies just won't sell you fire insurance if you get a house because there's like a serious, they like know they'll have to pay it out. They know there's going to be another wildfire. So they just don't, like the government had to step in.
Explode, putting a huge strain on the county's housing system.
Developers were already building a bunch of rental housing. And as things started like ratcheting up in Miami, it suddenly became almost like unaffordable for them to do middle income or lower income housing because the land became so expensive. Just like all the tremendous amount of capital that has made its way down here, you know, it's like insane, really.
A big swath of the new luxury demand is being driven by hedge fund employees whose firms have relocated. One Sotheby's agent recently said that most of the luxury homes he sold in summer 2023 were to hedge fund buyers, about half of which were Citadel employees.
And so it creates a problem, obviously, for the middle and lower classes to find housing in this area, despite the fact that there's so...
I'm sorry, but can't the middle and lower classes just work at a hedge fund? Am I out of line here? I'm sorry. Someone check me if I'm... I feel like why don't they just... You know what I'm saying? Everyone just work at a hedge fund. Then you'll have the money. No, you're 100% right. No, you're valid. Thank you. So I appreciate that. Because like sometimes I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. Like, okay, why can't everybody just do that job? You're saying what they're too afraid to say. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Like, why can't Yeah, I don't know. It's just I guess I'm being brave here, but like it just seems so obvious to me that I've solved the problems of poverty.
So many jobs. Like, we actually have the lowest unemployment rate in the entire country right now. We have all these jobs, but we don't have houses to put all these people in to do the jobs.
Not to mention that if you are one of the lucky few who's able to buy a home, finding insurance is another can of worms.
So it's become pretty intense. So many insurers have exited, and it's created a really tough situation for a lot of people who actually, like, if you own your home outright, often what people do is that they just drop their insurance altogether.
And they're just living without insurance.
They're living without insurance. What they're doing, a lot of them, is they're saving money on their own.
Now, it would be easy to pin this housing crisis on all the hedge fund middle managers who just want to live in tropical Westchester. But wealthy people wanting to live in nice neighborhoods isn't new, and it certainly isn't unique to Miami. What is unique to Miami is that unlike the cities it's often compared to, there's little infrastructure or policy in place to maintain a baseline level of affordable housing.
Wall Street exists in New York City, which has vast housing policies. They have rent control. They have, you know, tons of subsidized housing. I mean, a lot of people would argue they need more, but they have like actual structure and policies around these things. Singapore, the government is very involved in making sure that people have a place to live. They have policies beefing this up and making it so that you're not left assed out on the street.
And you're saying Miami does not?
We have, like, no, we do not have that. That's not in the DNA of what we do here. You know, not to say there's nothing going on. The county government, especially, has been pumping a lot of new money into developments, but it's all on the private market. The local government retains no ownership. It's nothing compared to any of these other cities that we're talking about.
Which is how we arrive at Miami's fundamental problem today. It is a city with an unquenchable thirst for growth, but it doesn't have the land, the policy, or the infrastructure to keep growing sustainably.
Growth is our number.
Crypto fixes this, okay? I don't know how, but I know it's the thing people say, so I'll say it confidently. I feel like this is where the blockchain comes in, folks. Okay? It's gonna distribute the water. It's gonna distribute the risk. It's gonna virtual land could be involved. Web3. I'm saying other buzzwords. This is metaverse. The metaverse, folks.
One industry, and it is a peninsula. That means we have finite amount of space in real estate, and we are already way overextended. Our roads cannot handle the numbers that we already had, let alone the numbers that we now have and will have in the future. Our sewage system is old.
Bro, that just seems so, I mean, it's similar in LA, obviously, very bad traffic city, but at least we don't have the humidity. I just can't imagine being stuck in a hot, sticky car with the humidity while you're. It's just it's like the worst. It's like hell. It's hell on earth. That's the worst thing I can think of.
Older than the incorporation of some of these cities that people are living in here. There's gonna be a time you're gonna come out of your home and you're gonna be in water up to your ankles, and that's just how it's gonna be. Whether it's sea level rise, whether it's income inequality, whether it's cost of living and inflation, whether it's the quality of our leadership, we never get any answers or policies that impact the vast majority of us. It's triage at this point. We're just sort of trying to delay the inevitable.
And the inevitable is?
You're going to have a place where I suppose you could have all oligarchs and nobody else. Now it feels like we will all be alive for a time in which no Cubans live in Little Havana, no Haitians live in Little Haiti, no Bahamians live in Little Bahamas or West Grove, no Dominicans live in Little Santo Domingo of Alapat.
Yeah, we could have like Little Bezos or something. He could have his own neighborhood, and it's all like Jeff Bezos culture. And we could come by. We could only visit, tourism, obviously. And you could have, like, you know, Amazon drone-themed margaritas or something. This could be fun. Everyone, you have to wear a bald cap when you're there. Let's lean into it, okay, instead of being so negative.
The people who built Miami will not be able to afford to live.
The ultra-wealthy could fund a sort of human zoo, or we keep a little bit of each culture to preserve it. Okay? It's a little demeaning, but you're spitballing ideas, okay? I like your direct. Okay? Hear me out. It's a zoo with a little bit of each culture. Now we're talking. Now we don't lose anything. It's all kept in the Bezos compound.
live here.
As the locals who have made Miami what it is continue to be pushed out of town, it's easy to wonder what's being lost.
Have you free rent inside? Okay, don't be fucking crazy. Okay, Chairman Mao. No, they're not gonna be free rent in the zoo. You got to pay the fucking rent. It's gonna be pricey to live in the zoo. I'm not gonna fucking sugarcoat it for you, but it'll be affordable. Okay.
Seen this manifest through the culture of the city? Have you seen more? I mean, we talk about new buildings being developed in Miami like crazy.
Well, we're doing a lot more explainers.
Oh, shit. It was in this moment.
It's okay, though. Florida fixed climate change this week by passing a bill that says nobody's allowed to say climate change in government. Is that true? Florida climate change bill. Legislation signed Wednesday by Ron DeSantis bans power-generating wind turbines offshore or near the coastline. Ignores all projection of rising seas, extreme heat, or flooding, and increasing severe storms. I don't see they can't say it. I'm trying to find. Oh, here it is. Let's see. No longer required to consider climate change when crafting energy policy. This bill will keep windmills off our beaches, gas in our tanks, and China out of our state. This will truly fuck over China. Yes. Take that, Xi Jinping.
That I realized my own presence here is as good an economic indicator as any.
Xi Jinping falling to his knees. Hands to the sky. Tears falling when he finds out that fucking Florida's not going to care about climate change. No! My plan! My decades-long plan to destroy America through Florida giving a shit about rising sea levels. Ron DeSantis has truly outfoxed me.
That the people who built this city are in danger of being priced out. Because when the fake explainer journalists from New York come to town to make content about your city, that's when you know you are totally fucked. If only there was an appropriate way for me to make it up to the wonderful muchachos of this beautiful endangered urban oasis. Maybe I'll move here. But of course, no investigation was complete without speaking to GoodWorks South Florida real estate correspondent Maya Vander. Maya is a real estate agent and former star of Netflix's Selling Sunset. She used to split her time between LA and Miami, but recently committed to Florida a few years ago to spend more time with her family and ride Miami's luxury real estate wave.
So you see that? Like, I'm just pointing for your B-roll.
Yep. Is there any employees from any particular industry that tend to want to move here?
You will see.
Did you see that? I'm just pointing for your B-roll.
Free real estate wave.
Okay. So you see that? Like, I'm just pointing for your B-roll.
Yep.
That's a homie.
Is there any employees from any particular industry that tend to want to move here?
You will see in general, because the schools are so great, the finance people, attorneys, private equity, hedge funds, but yeah, definitely finance.
How do you see the city evolving with a lot of these newcomers entering in?
I think it's, if you drive around the city, if you drive around Coconut Grove, like they're going to do the Four Seasons right down the street on Bayshore. They're going to start at $3,000 per square foot, which 3 years ago, I mean, if you tell someone $3,000 per square foot, they will tell you, no way, Jose. Now those are the prices they're asking, and you know what?
That's absurd. That is absurd. Thank you for the Prime. Bull Bear 777. Thank you for the Prime. Okay, we need a video that's pure, unequivocal fun. Okay? A video that just puts a smile on our face, a spring in our step, a little charm in our hearts. Let's see. This video will change your life. Okay. This can make any day a slight.
These are complete cutaways.
This is the mechanics of being Big Bird. The beauty of revenge. This video is about how a small town got hit with 2 separate F5 tornadoes. Why would I want to watch that? That doesn't sound good.
Casey O'Connor.
No, I'm not going to watch this video. Brutal dwarf fight? That seems exploitative. Japan's most hated woman. We've already watched this. It might be a rip, dude. What if there's no... What if we watch Michael Jordan Masterclass Basketball Fundamentals, my #1 recommended? That's a good idea. Oh, I like that. Wow, good idea. Steph Curry makes 5 full court shots in a row. 38-second video. I have to watch this. No way. No way. This is fake? Okay. Okay. That had to be fake because that's so stupid.
Oh, get it on! Oh, shoot! That's foul, bro.
That's so stupid. Although imagine the NBA in 10 years, this will be common, dude. This will be common. No one will ever dribble again. They will just, no matter where they are in the court, they will instantly chuck a fucking... Funny video about a presidential assassination? It's not usually a funny topic. You will love this one or you can ban me. This is Jeff Bezos rowing a boat. I don't know. That's also a little too long, unfortunately.
You know, we used to...
Why Dunkin' has such dry-ass, terrible donuts nowadays. Okay, this is it. This is the video. This is the video that's going to perk us all up. Okay? It's going to be a hilarious video about Dunkin' Donuts.
Called Dunkin' Donuts. But now the donuts are trash thanks to him. They're dry, cruel, stale, almost resentful hunks of cardboard. It's an unsustainable way to make donuts. We are hemorrhaging cash on these things, gentlemen. There has to be a reason. He's lost it. That man invented the strawberry refresher and all water content from the donuts.
It's just a round, shitty cracker, for fuck's sake. Fucking good, then. Good. Why are we making these dry, fucking terrible, gross, stale donuts that no one will buy?
And what do we do with the donuts no one buys?
We dispose of them, we throw them all out in the garbage.
And where does the garbage go?
Into the garbage trucks, I'd imagine.
The garbage goes into unmarked box trucks.
Headed for undisclosed government location. And why the fuck would you be doing that?
Joseph.
Why are we stockpiling millions of fucking terrible donuts? Joseph! That no one wants?
Because Jebakan 885, a 12-kilometer wide asteroid, is headed directly for Earth. Duncan has partnered with NASA in creating and engineering the advanced heat shield tiles for the new space shuttle and using our shitty
dry, gross-ass fucking shitty donuts to protect its crew from atmospheric entry and the blast of a 10 megaton nuclear payload that they must detonate inside the core of...
That was pretty good. That was pretty good. Still gonna get some Chipotle, though. Because I don't change my habits. What was that channel? That is Andrew Russo. Funny guy. Though you may see a pattern in his videos that they are all similar to that. I am going to end stream. However, if Ari is not home, I'm going to go back live because I'm not going to go to bed till she gets home. If she's not home, by T1 BLG, I may go live again and watch it for the real ones. If you are a degenerate and you are up and you are awake, I think I'll at least watch game 1. I don't really want to stay up too much later. We're doing the Renaissance Fair tomorrow. But I may stay up for game 1 of T1 BLG. But I need a break. I need to get some food. I'm hungry. We'll see. I might just go to bed. The Renaissance Fair is going to be live tomorrow. We're going to do a live cam from the Renaissance Fair. Should be fun. So look out for that. But I think I'm going to end for now. Thanks for watching. Fun stream. Good reacts. Good. We did Get Smarter Saturday tonight because I'm not going to be live tomorrow night. I'm doing the Renaissance Fair. So cool. And then maybe Sunday, a little Sheldon Ring and bada bing, bada boom. Thanks for watching, Sevens. I appreciate all the gifties today. God damn. Insane number of gifties. Really big sub day for some reason. Appreciate it. Sincerely. Hope you enjoy. Have a great night. Goodbye, 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 and good luck.